Top of the Saturday morning to you, to the people. Shout out to the barbershop family. Shout out to the Kool-Aid Mafia. And shout out to the new hashtag New Cleveland Browns. We getting it done today. We in the building Saturday morning. And remember, I always tell y'all, I'll be letting y'all know. Before it happens, I'm giving you the roadmap. Before it goes down, I'm giving you what's about to transpire. And when we watch the Cleveland Browns and we've been watching this week, you've been seeing some of the things that have been transpiring. By the way, the receipts is alive and well. Shout out to the internet. You know, I so eloquently pointed out on UCSS that there were multiple people. There were multiple people saying Dillon Gabriel was good. And now I don't even need to say anything. Those receipts are available. Shout out to Jackie True. Those receipts are available on Twitter. What are you talking about? Nobody said that Dillon Gabriel was better. No one acted like he was good. Them receipts been pouring in. Them receipts have been pouring in from all corners of the internet. The gaslighting won't work. See, there's a thing called the internet. There's a thing called reality. And when those receipts are dropped, I don't even need to drop them no more. They just alive and well. We got people, they done clipped together these clips so tough. It's back to back to back to back people jumping on here talking about how great. See, but then again, the scorekeeper, you ain't going to get this one off. But we got to get to something else. See, the thing that they'll do is they'll distract you from the new tactic they got on. See, y'all got to understand something. This is how this thing works. When you be debunking things, right? When you're debunking things in real time, they'll get you concentrating on blocking and doing all kind of crazy stuff on the back end. They still trying to get you to say that Shedeur Sanders played bad all year. They still trying to get you to say that they don't know why Andrew Berry should still be here. They still trying to get you to say that the organization is a dumpster fire. All the while, they're moving on to a new target, stealth mode. I'm going to tell you why. The real target has now switched. Since they can't get you on Shedeur Sanders, because he looks like he's going to be playing. Since they can't say Andrew Berry should be gone, since he's still here running the show. The next item has already switched. We'll tell you why. Todd Monken is already under the crosshairs. And remember where you heard this first. I already told you and predicted, wait till the Deshaun Watson news comes out where all of a sudden, oh my goodness, Deshaun Watson, I'm telling you, he might actually be the guy. All while sitting out there trying to say he should be gone. See, it's the catch-22. When they won't give you no information, they lash out. We'll talk about it next, right on. You know what it is. It's Saturday morning. Get that coffee ready. Get that pot ready. Get everything ready. And by the way, we're going to do a little mock draft too. We're going to get some playmakers in this draft. We're going to do that. It's going to be a fun show, entertaining show. And you already know it's going to be explosive right here on the Barbershop. 404 people in here. Make sure you hit the like button. Shout out to all the subscribers. We on the road to 700 strong. We on the road to 700 subscribers. Hey, listen, we got some more content coming. We dropping new shows. We got some things coming up where we got some new people. We're going to be doing some live shows in my home studio downstairs. Y'all ain't going to want to miss it, man. And if you want to be part of it, make sure you subscribe to the channel and then become a member. One of the things that we're going to have is the thing that really going to really set things apart. If you ain't doing it now in the summer, you're like, I'm going to catch you on the flip side. That's okay. But let me tell you something. When this preseason come, one of the main reasons you want to become a member is you're going to have to see this film breakdown. See, the problem with a lot of other people, and this is great for the members, I want to give you the ammunition. See, why do you think all the members now, they be unbothered? Why do you think they got the ammunition to go back and forth? Because they can go after every single game, after whether Shedeur played well or the Cleveland Browns defense played well. We go over all them plays. We go over the situations. We go over the coach's film, and they get an opportunity to see it. So when they start talking nonsense and hit you with, he didn't play well this year. Well, no, obviously you didn't watch no film. You didn't? You don't even know where to get it at? Oh, you ain't got the all 22? And even if you had the all 22, you don't know what you're looking at? See, I'm going to break it down with former professional players, and you're going to get an opportunity to see it live and ready to go. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure you get and line up and get in and start talking about becoming a member so you can get access to that. Now, let's keep it pushing. The streets is dry right now. Hey, be watch them put them comments up on Dylan's tape. Woo! Hey, them receipts is flowing. Like they got so many receipts, they look like they getting audited. It's IRS tax season. Guys is getting taxed. And the funny thing is, you guys try to act like, because if you keep saying it, nobody said that. Nobody said. They dropping them joints one after one. Well, here you go here. Here you go here. Oh, here's a whole 2 minutes here. Like we didn't see it. Eat that morning coffee. Y'all better stop playing around. I know y'all be moving around. I know what it is. And they no shout out to, it's not no knock to Dylan Gabriel, but what we trying to say and set up here is Dylan was a victim here. Y'all used him and y'all used him up. Now you talking about ain't nobody ever said that he wasn't stop. Y'all cats still feel like this is the age where you see. Here's the problem too. Now, in this era, it's to a point where people want to go backwards. And what I mean people want to go backwards, they want to go back to a time when everything wasn't documented, when there wasn't a thing called voicemails, when there wasn't a thing called the internet where you got clips that live forever on YouTube, when there wasn't a thing where you could recall up old tweets, where you could recall up old articles. They don't want none of that. Because now they just don't like the fact that they can't lie and then have no accountability for it. You just want, you just really, you thought that, like, come on, bro. You're not above reproach. What are you talking about? It's alive and well. The internet is kicking. 668 people in here. Hit the like button wherever you at. But today we're going to talk about this. You're starting to see in real time with the Cleveland Browns. You're starting to see what the consequences are of a new regime change. And what happens is when you get people in your market, fans in your market, it's like anything. It's like a relationship. When you've been in a relationship with somebody 6 years, you know, you go through the phases, the honeymoon phases, the phase where, you know, you kind of, the reality sets in that you guys are in a relationship, and some of the warts, some of the personality characteristics come out, and you're like, oh, I didn't know about this. Then it's the period where all of that little, attachment and fuzzy feeling and all of that new love feeling wear off, and you in the reality that this is a person who has flaws just like you do, and now it's time for you to figure it out. Then you get to the adjustment phase where you understand where certain people, what their characteristic traits are, and you start to understand how to work around them, how to mitigate them, and how to live together. Then there's a stage where you get comfortable and you're like, I'm better off staying with this person because I did go through all the other previous 3 or 4 stages, and now I understand what that person's about. I understand what those people are doing, and it's easier for me to stay in this relationship, good, bad, or indifferent, than going out and spending the time investing in a new one. And then you get to the stage where you just sleepwalk. That person is just there, you're looking around. It's like, all right, well, I already know what he do. I ain't really emotionally invested in it no more. It is what it is. So you go through all them stages, and it happens the same way when you get to covering a team and you have a coach here. Kevin Stefanski was here for 6 years. He wins Coach of the Year. COVID happens. We get all emotional because the Cleveland Browns, we didn't have nobody in the stadium. The Cleveland Browns go to the playoffs, win a game against the Steelers, and it's that honeymoon feeling. Then there's another time period where we kind of rekindled that relationship with Kevin Stefanski. We kind of rekindled. And we got a flash in the plan for a year with Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco, leads us to a miracle. He comes off the couch, comes in, the Cleveland Browns go to the playoffs. We got smoked in the playoffs, but it gave us a little Cinderella feeling. So when you have a coach that's in here for 6 years, you quite well understand what it is that coach is good, bad, or whatever, and you are comfortable with it. Now we have a different coach. We have a coach who is not only a coach who was not expected to take the job, but he's a coach from outside of the system. He's a different mindset. He's not an analytically driven coach. He's a player's coach. He's a old school approach to being a coach. He's a coach that isn't afraid to tell you what he's thinking. He's also smart enough to not step in your landmines. Right now, he said, "Yo, G, all love. Please secure your personal spot with a press pass." See, I want to address this. Let me just let y'all know. Let me just give y'all something real quick. I'm going to address that, and we're going to get back to it. I know a lot of times we be talking, right? And I'm going to give you an example of, and a lot of people say this. I want to be clear. So a lot of people don't know that I got all the press credentials, all of them. So if I want to go to practice, I'll just give you who the company. Technically, I still work for 92.3 The Fan. It's just about when I go do shows and it works with my schedule. But technically, shout out to them. I work for Tegna, or actually it's WKYC now. So I get access to go to practice when I want to go there. I work for the Bleacher Report. I get access for the Bleacher Report. I could just pull up and go to the whatever. So if it's any practice, if it's any training camp day, if it's anything, I've always had that access. I've had that access last year. So in terms of going to practice and talking to you, it's just, I think there's this misconception that, because I know me and Darren talk about it all the time. We're like, yo, get credentialed and go there. I've already been credentialed. So it's all about where you spend your time wisely. So if I'm doing all this other content, right? One of the things that I do, I've always told people, I am an opinion person. I'm not a journalist. So sometimes when you talk about going to the locker room and getting information, the misconception is, if you say that, I ain't talking to these folks to start with. See, I don't need to go to the locker room to get information from somebody when they already give it to me firsthand. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be in the scrum to get because why people is in the scrum, I'm already over here breaking it down on the post game, or I'm already breaking it down on the live stream, or I'm already breaking it down. See, everybody has a purpose. Everybody has what they're best at. And the one thing that you always got to understand, just because I don't, that's the old way of thinking. And it's not to say it's bad. Sometimes it's just to say I don't project that, right? Sometimes people don't know what you got until you say it. Because for me, all my energy and attention is built on doing this. It's built on taking the information that I already know and understand and disseminating it. So for me, it skips the step. If I could get information and they already done told me the information, what it is from the players, then why would I be there in the locker room? If I go to the locker room, I'm taking away from time that I can do this, because I already got the information. Let's get to it. If it's practice, last year we talked about it. I was credentialed through 4 organizations, and by the way, they know who I am with the Browns. They know who they know who I mean, I worked for the Cleveland Browns radio network for 5 years. So I have all the access in the world. It's just about what you do with it. Like, you know, if I want to go to practice last year when I heard people was tripping and they was telling me all kind of crazy stuff about Shedeur Sanders and he ain't good and he ain't this and he ain't that. So you know what I did? G. Bush pulled up at practice and was like, let me see. Let me see what's going on. Let me go to this side field. Let me get my own footage. I'll be at practice this year. But it's all about the mix that you provide, right? Because to me, I think sometimes there's a big misconception that nowadays, there's a thing where it's like, okay, well, if you try to I always say this, if you try to do everything, right? Like I always tell Darren, I can't, that's what Darren does. That's his niche. That's what he's great at. I can't do what Darren do, right? That's what your gift is, right? I could do it. I mean, I could go in there, but you already have a specific purpose that you have, and you're great at doing it. So if I'm at the game, what people want to hear from me is this. They want to hear what I got to say with this. But here's the thing too. I am going to get to these games though. Like I want to add a mix to that. There is a thing, and I don't want people to get it twisted. There is a very, how should I say it? It's a very important reason why. Sometimes you just need to pull up. You need to just pop out and show cats. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you do need to pull up and be like, oh, dang, I didn't even know G. Bush was in the locker room like that. Don't mean I got to do it every game, right? But it is a nice mix that you can add to it. So, yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. We credentialed up. It's just about finding a mix and time and opportunity to go do these things and then mix it with all the other content that I have that I'm creating for Bleacher Report and all these other things. Yeah. But that's why I love great chat though. Great super chat because people might have not known that. So let me go ahead and continue down the pipeline. The thing that we're looking at with the effects of the new regime change in the local media is the fact that you're starting to see the crack show because there's a level, silence is always uncomfortable. You know, watch somebody. If they talking and you just sit there and don't say nothing and let that empty space grow, 3 seconds of dead silence is an eternity in today's fast-paced life where we think that we got to answer immediately. If you just let that person sit in silence, they'll tell you everything that you want to know. Interrogators use this. They always tell you, being a lawyer, don't lead the witness. I don't want to lead you nowhere. I want you to tell me your story and watch how they fill that dead air with nonsense. You always can tell. And right now, there is a deafening silence when it comes to people telling you anything out of Berea. Trust me, I know, because I talk to people in Berea. Huh? I talk to people, and ain't nobody saying nothing. So I'm cool with it. Hey, because I don't base everything I'm talking about based on whatever somebody told me. I put my own 2 cents in, and I always go by what my intuition says, by what my football acumen says, what my study work says. So I don't need you to give me nothing. I could read the tea leaves for myself. But some people, their whole foundation is built on what somebody said. A lot of people, not just a few people. A lot of people in the game is doing that. Brings me to Exhibit A. This is a prime example of what will start to happen when people don't get what they want. We got a bunch of people jumping up and down, acting out. It's a bunch of people acting out right now. You got Todd Monken, who ain't even coached a football game yet. And because Todd Monken won't throw Shedeur Sanders out like a sacrificial lamb, because Andrew Berry won't give you any information and he didn't make no moves to go get no significant quarterback. Now watch how the target has shifted. This is how you know it ain't about winning. This is how you know it ain't about what the Cleveland Browns is going to do or not do. This is all about whether or not I have a voice. Is my voice more powerful or less powerful than it was before? Kevin Stefanski was here for 6 years, and we saw what his playbook was. If we want to say just admit Shedeur Sanders wasn't good, why don't we just say just admit Kevin Stefanski wasn't no good? Because he's the only one that's not here no more. But watch how they done shifted and moved the post. And now the target is Todd Monken. He ain't coached the game. You ain't seen his offense. He ain't even got to the draft. And you already talking about preemptively that he's not going to be here. He's a stopgap coach. This is how you should tell that any opinion is invalidated, because they're operating under the premise as if they're trying to be honest about who's good or not. There is no honesty in it. It has gotten to the point it's a bunch of people in their feelings being emotional because you were wrong. And now, all of a sudden, Todd Monken got to go? Boy.
The stadium in Brook Park. Todd Monken's not going to be the head coach when they open the stadium in Brook Park. I'm convinced of that.
That's one of the most out-of-line statements I've ever heard in my life. You said that with a straight face. Look at Ken's face. Out of pocket. No. What are you talking about? All of this talk about give him a chance and give him this and give him that. All of a sudden, you just said Todd Monken won't be here when the new stadium drops. You covered the beat, man. You supposed to be. See, this is why the lines get blurred. It's tough for people that's covering the team to really give their opinion, because what did this serve? Now you got to go back in that building and see that man, and he know that you done already said you don't even think he gonna make it to the new stadium, and you ain't even coached a down? How is this productive?
Todd Monken's not going to be the head coach when they open the stadium in Brook Park. I'm convinced of that. I don't see him being here.
Really?
I don't see Todd Monken being the head coach when they open that.
Boy, I was
stadium.
calling you Mr. Positive. All of a sudden, I don't know if that's Mr. Positive. That's 3 years from now, Daryl.
I don't think he gets to a fourth season.
Like why not?
I just think that his job.
Why is it that every time, see, Ken, do you got black one again? Every single time you ask them why, every time you say ask them why, they start to hemming and hawing. A-E-I-O-U. Sometimes why I just think I don't know building people. Bro, you gonna have to string this is caveman talk. You had to string something together, man. What? This is in the first 26 seconds. First 26.
Todd Monken's not going to be the head coach when they open the stadium in Brook Park. I'm convinced of that. I don't see him being here.
Really?
I don't see Todd Monken being the head coach when they open that.
Boy, I was
stadium.
calling you Mr. Positive. All of a sudden, I don't know if that's Mr. Positive. That's 3 years from now, Daryl.
I don't think he gets to a fourth season.
Why not?
I just think that his job right now is to put this thing back together. And if he does win, then yes. But I'm not convinced that they're going to win at the level that will prompt them to stay the course. They thought they should have won 7 or 8 games this past year while scoring less than 17 points a game. Think about that for a second. They couldn't score 17.
Talking point. Dave thought they was going to win more than 5 games. Kevin Stefanski cost them 2. Your coach pulled your quarterback off the field to throw a reverse throwback pass with the game on the line. 1 win. The field goal kicker against Cincinnati at the beginning of the year missed a whole doggone extra. Makes 2 field goals to win that football game. Chip shots. That's another game. You lost to the Jets because you gave up a punt return and a kick return. That's 3 games. They won 5 games. That's 8 wins right there. Watch how Ken just debunks all of this right now. Let's just what are you talking about? And then you always know because they morph right in the middle of the conversation.
15 points per game. And they thought that they were a 7 or 8 win team.
Well, they won 5.
But I know, but
they should have beat Tennessee, and they should.
Well, there you go. Tennessee and who?
Should have beat the Jets.
Right. You lost to 2 winless teams at the time, right? You let Carson Wentz walk you down the field in London.
So is this more of an indictment on the coach that got fired or the new coach who hasn't done anything yet? Why are you talking about him as if you've given him Kevin Stefanski's resume? What does this have to do with Todd Monken? There's a reason he's the coach, because the old one was this was under his watch. What are we talking about?
Okay, in the final couple minutes of that game, and blew that one. So now, I disagree with their premise. I think they're a 5-win team, and they're miles away. But they're
a 5-win team, and they're miles away, but you just gave 3 examples of games that they could have very easily won with 1 play. What?
Feel, hey, should have won 7, 8 games last season. So I kind of feel like that is the bar for Todd Monken this year. Go win those games this year that Kevin couldn't last year.
Okay. So what are you saying now? Are you saying that he can't win those games or he won't win those games? What is it?
That's the step forward.
And then what's the next step after that?
And then the next step after that would be next year, okay, get beyond 7, 8 games. You got to win 9, maybe.
So how is it that you're already at the next year? You got to win 7, 8, or 9, but how does that maneuver and say he's not even going to make it to the new stadium? What? This is uninformed, man. This is uninformed. This is guys, this is not it. We got to tighten up. We got to tighten up. We got to tighten up, man. What are we doing? What are we doing? We got to tighten up, bro. How are you going to, my thing is, and this is honest to goodness, how are we going to then now, when the season comes around and they ask you a question about the coach, how are you going to have a level of credibility or a level of acumen or a level of preciseness or just being very well read and knowledgeable when people are going to say, why would I listen to that? Because you just said before he even coached a game, he won't even be here in 3 years. What? That's a level of grandiose nature that we've now stooped to because we are uncomfortable. It ain't even a fan base. This is crazy. Most of the time I used to do my shows based on fans and trying to get them calmed down. But now it's to the point I got to talk to these dudes that's veterans. These veterans is the ones crashing out. Take a deep breath and understand that life is about being uncomfortable. And I get it. When you are covering the team at that level and there's a bunch of new people in the building and ain't nothing coming out, no leaks, no sources, you ain't got no relationships over there. Now they probably done closed all the ranks because you don't think when Kevin got fired, and y'all all said, and most of you, if Kevin's gone, why is Andrew Berry still here? So now Andrew Berry is still here. Do you actually think that he's going to be running around telling y'all anything? No, because he already knows what you think about him. Why do you think Andrew Berry didn't do a press conference in the middle of the season at the bye week when he always did one? I told y'all should think something is up with that. Why is Kevin Stefanski answering questions? And guess what? Andrew Berry ain't. And he's done it every year except last year. It's because he already know. Why you think about it. Understand it. I'm just giving you the math here. Because they did not do exactly what they told you to do, you are now throwing a tantrum. And because you were kind of looking foolish, because none of these quarterbacks came, because the coach you said should be here ain't here, because all of these moves and getting rid of the whole court, when it don't happen, all of a sudden, it's turn on Todd Monken season. He ain't going to be here in 3 years anyway. Or is that what you tell yourself at night? This seems like denial. Is that what you tell yourself? But then again, even fans are a little more cognizant of that. They're like, man, you got to give it an opportunity, bro. You got to give it an opportunity. You don't even know what this is why I'm going to show you. This is exactly why this is the example that shows you that people in this local bubble are not fair and honest arbiters of what it is. They're not. Because the second it lines up or don't line up with their personal ideology, they're going to advocate that you're gone too. Think about this. Think about this. Think about the names of the people that we've heard articles about that everybody has to go. From Dylan Gabriel, gotta go. He ain't good enough. Because why? You made him a supercomputer and he wasn't that? Deshaun Watson gotta go, even though he owed money. Shedeur Sanders gotta go. Why does Shedeur Sanders have to go? Because his fan base is mean to me. He's the worst quarterback ever. The owner gotta go. First of all, guys, the owner don't care. The owner don't even see y'all. Y'all don't even make enough money for him to show up on the Twitter timeline. You think a man with $1 billion gives a you know what about what a common person is thinking? Not really at all. I keep trying to tell y'all that. Bro, how do you think somebody is going to be honest about whether Shedeur Sanders can play football or can become a quarterback or can become a viable option for the Cleveland Browns if they are advocating that the coach is not going to be here sight unseen without him practicing one day? That invalidates anything you're saying about the quarterback. Why would I listen to what you're saying about the quarterback when you've already advocated because you and your feelings? Why? And when they ask you why, or they ask you who, or why you think that, nobody has a good answer. When you ask me, who said that? I tell you exactly who said it. And then I say, well, guess what? There's film of it. There's people who said it, and here they go. It's getting crazy out here. I'm just saying it's getting nuts out here. Also, let me show you. I'm just showing you. I'm just showing you. They put this out. The fan, this is shout out to them, courtesy of 92.3 The Fan. They have it on their Twitter. I didn't get it. Twitter had it. They just had that out. Yeah, man. Let me just ask you this. Now, because they didn't get who you thought, because the scorekeeper came out here and told y'all. The scorekeeper came out and told y'all. Why are we listening? Y'all been 0 for 13. Every quarterback you said was good wasn't. Every quarterback you said was coming didn't. So now what you gonna talk about? Come on, man. This is a bad look. Let me just tell you this. This is bad, bro. Now the reality is setting in. Now the reality is setting all the way in. That them folks is not showing up. And guess what? I wouldn't believe that it's going to be the same quarterback room. I wouldn't believe that they're going to run this thing back. Now, all of a sudden, remember I told you about them stages of them relationships? See, now's the denial stage. Filled with rage. Because now you realize I have no clue what they're doing. I'm in the dark. I've been sitting here waiting for people to tell me what I should think or believe. Those people were actually wrong. Now these people are gone. Now I'm sitting here it's a house without a foundation. See, the thing about football is there's always a foundation that you can go to. The foundation that you could always go to is, if push comes to shove, I just formulate my own opinion based on what I'm doing and talking about in my football game, based on my review, based on watching film, based on what I know. See, that's the thing. That's the great advantage about not only playing the game. It's about being a continuous learner. It's not about just doing it. Because anything, let me just tell you something. Anything that I learned when I was playing the game is a different game. Offenses done changed 3-4 times. Defensive philosophy done changed 6-7 times. It's not about just going and watching it now and basing what I'm seeing based on my old ideology. It's about updating that information. It's about talking to people. It's about watching film and watching people break down new film so I understand what the combinations, routes is, all that stuff. So push come to shove, I call that a doomsday bunker. If nobody ever reach out to me ever again, not no one time, guess what? I got a doomsday shelter. My doomsday shelter is fortified with brick reinforced steel and a ventilation system. And that's called, I be watching the game. I be studying the game. I got time. On the weekend, when y'all moving around, going on vacation, ski boarding and soccer games, guess what I'm doing? Watching film of other teams and other people educate me on what new schemes and new evaluations are. But when you don't got a foundation and you done built this nice little shiny little house on nothing, on sand, you built your house on a cliff in sand in California and wonder why it keep falling in the ocean. You built a $1 trillion house in Florida, in Hurricane Alley, and then wonder why when the hurricane come, you be like, man, we got displaced, bro. You knew you could have built that dream home anywhere, but you chose to build it in Florida, knowing the risk. You guys chose to build your foundation of what you're doing on sand, hearsay, and entertainment propaganda. This is what happens when the bill comes due. What are we talking about here?
Dumbest thing I've ever heard is running a Shedeur versus Deshaun quarterback room back and acting like that's a good choice. I understand why it's been normalized. I understand the financials of it and the fact.
No. It ain't called normalized. It's called realized. See, normalized is when you do something and it is completely crazy, out of pocket, and you try to make it like it's normal, like this happens every single day, right? That's what called normalizing is. You're doing things and then trying to justify why you're doing it while everybody else is like, that's ridiculous. You see, we always knew that the Cleveland Browns gave Deshaun Watson a guaranteed contract. There's a reason why they don't like giving guaranteed contracts away. It's like saying, hey, we know why it's not a good idea to give your 15-year-old son who just has his temp license a new Lamborghini and tell him by himself, hey, oh yeah, like you can stay out to 10 o'clock and drive 30 minutes away at night on the highway with the Lamborghini and you just got temps. As long as you were a licensed driver, right? Well, go out with your brother. How old is his brother? 17? At least he's a licensed driver. It's a bad idea. So when the Browns did a bad idea and it was the pinnacle of, guess what? This has never happened before, so much so that the league had a conversation. They got together and colluded and said, under no circumstances we will ever do this again, because these are the consequences of what happens. If that quarterback gets injured, you are on hook for all of that money, and it's prohibitively restrictive to you being a conducive franchise, having your quarterback make that much money guaranteed, and it's unprecedented. So when you do unprecedented actions, you have unprecedented consequences. The consequences are that when you have Deshaun Watson, you can't get rid of his contract. And if you do want to get rid of his contract and just cut him, if you do want to cut Deshaun Watson, you're going to make it very hard for you to put a team that's competitive. So why would Andrew Berry, who is here, that's trying to make his mark, and let's just be clear. Listen, let me just throw this out here, because this is statistically correct. See, Kevin Stefanski can be bad and go get a next job next year. That don't happen the same thing for black GMs and black coaches. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's talk. We're going to talk? Oh, y'all want to talk? Don't turn off now. No, don't turn off now. Listen, don't turn the channel. I know. I'm talking too spicy already. The reality of the situation is, and I'm not referring to, in this context, to Nick Wilson or to Jonathan Peeler, so you can clip that and tell them I will get back to them with their takes on what's the name. This is an aside. The aside is this: the thought process that you believe we are equal is crazy. Kevin Stefanski can have a horrible. He can get a job, get fired, go somewhere else, and get another job in one cycle. It don't happen the same way. There's a reason why there's a Rooney Rule. So when you talking and advocating all of this stuff that you want Andrew Berry to do that'll end up getting him fired, why do you think he will do that? Why would you cut Deshaun Watson, take the cap hit, because you want to be responsible for the next coach that takes your job? You want to cut him, not be able to get field players, and then guess what? He's going to get fired, and then he's going to go to the workforce. How many black general managers are there? How many black head coaches are there? See, hold on, I just Gerard Mayo was there one year. See how that worked? I mean, Eric Bieniemy, he still can't even get an interview. What happened to Brian Flores in all these conversations? Remember, Flores was a hot candidate? We don't even hear him no more. So this idea I got the same idea. Why would anybody take this job? Why would anybody take the Cleveland Browns job? This is a bottom 4 job. According to who? Because there's coaches out there that have busted their tail. There's coaches out there that have put that work in. There's minority coaches that just want the opportunity to take any of these jobs that get passed over every single week and every day, twice on Sunday. And if you do get one of those jobs and get fired, you ain't running that back nowhere else. The rules is different. So let's not act like it's the same. So when you talking about from a level of privilege of saying, hey, well, I'm going to take the best job of it. Some people don't even get offered the job. if you think Andrew Berry gonna come up in here and have an opportunity to get rid of Deshaun Watson, put a bad team on the football field, they already know what you're gonna say. You're gonna come back and say, see, I told you. They fired Kevin. Stop it. You're not that smart. I don't know why y'all think y'all playing these three-dimensional checkers. It don't work that way. That man know if he get let go here, that's all she wrote. He ain't never getting one of them jobs again. We already understand what it is. Come on now. Let's keep it a buck. Let's stop acting like there's some come on, man. Y'all know what time we is. Now back to the regularly scheduled program. You mad because why? You mad because why? We told you they wasn't getting nobody. They told you that Deshaun Watson was going to compete. They told you what Shedeur Sanders was in the press conference. His teammates kept telling him. Now all of a sudden, the realization that came that Brian Flores magically disappeared from any coaching conference. You see how that worked? Somebody let me know why. Lovie Smith fired after the 10-6 season. Stop acting like it's not the same standard. It's two different ones. Come on now. Can you imagine if Coach Prime did what Lane Kiffin do? Lane Kiffin get to just walk out of heaven every time. He done been in every doggone SEC school, big name school in the world. Lane Kiffin just walk in with his beautiful blowing locks and tell you a lie straight to your face. I'm about to stay here. No, then you leave. You recruit 5 people. He didn't coach for Tennessee. He didn't coach for the Raiders. Lane Kiffin done did it so much. He done got pushed so tough. He can mess up at Power 5 blue blood organizations, do what he want to, and roll out of Dodge like nothing happened. And he getting the opportunity to do it as one of the youngest coaches in the world. What you think Prime would look? They came Prime at Colorado. You think they would let Prime walk around and do? Lane Kiffin done been with the Raiders. Lane Kiffin done been at USC. Lane Kiffin done been at Tennessee. Lane Kiffin done been at Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin done been at LSU. These is see, I done got onto something else. Never mind. And he be under contract. I ain't going nowhere in the middle of the night. Buy me out of my deal. You got the nerve to tell me NIL is messing up everything. You got the nerve they're messing up the sport because people is moving around. And meanwhile, Lane Kiffin is running around, signing up for jobs, leaving jobs, and a bunch of people, millionaires, is buying them out to go to another place, all to do what? Not win a national championship. Where's your ring at, bro? Oh, I forgot he was a coordinator at Alabama. He done been in every school in the world. He'd do whatever he want to. It's just business. It's capitalism. Well, shut your mouth when it comes to people getting money. We don't care about your rivalries. They're messing the rivalry up for us. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your rivalry. You keep that at your house, in your little trophy room. Weird tendencies, bro. These dudes be crazy. And once again, I'm not talking about these two. Now back to these two. Why you mad, bro? They told you what they was going to do.
That I think a lot of people are just broken down and just, hey, it's the Browns. Who gives a rip? Because we don't have expectations for that joke of a franchise anymore, right? Again, that's how some people would phrase it, but not me. But in this moment, I am. I think that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I think co-signing it in any way, like I am down for Shedeur versus just about anyone.
Was that a confirmation of anybody but Shedeur in a roundabout way? The fact that it shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be that anybody just gets offered up as competition for Shedeur. It shouldn't be it shouldn't be there's competition for every, like, we're not going to bring up Bailey Zappi. We're not going to bring up, I wouldn't even acknowledge the dude they talked about. I wouldn't even talk about the dude they talk about. These backup quarterbacks and all. Why is it that, you know what, let me not step on it. Let me bring it back. I'm doing too much talking. Let them go, G. Bush. Let them go.
I think the dumbest thing I've ever heard is running a Shedeur versus Deshaun quarterback room back and acting like that's a good choice. I understand why it's been normalized. I understand the financials of it and the fact that I think a lot of people are just broken down and just, hey, it's the Browns. Who gives a rip? Because we don't have expectations for that joke of a franchise anymore, right? Again, that's how some people would phrase it, but not me. But in this moment, I am. I think that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I think co-signing it in any way, like I am down for Shedeur.
I am co-signing it. I'm co-signing it. We've been saying it. It's going to be Deshaun Watson versus Shedeur Sanders. Time to come around.
Shedeur versus just about anyone. Shedeur versus the guy that symbolizes every failure that this organization has had.
That's objectively false. You've internalized that. See, I told people they've made Deshaun Watson the boogeyman. To be honest, they made Deshaun Watson the boogeyman. Anything that goes wrong, it's Deshaun Watson's fault. Let me ask you a question. When Deshaun Watson got hurt after the 5 or 6 games, right? Deshaun Watson didn't play no more, right? When Deshaun Watson did not play anymore, why would Kevin Stefanski give up his play calling after Deshaun Watson got hurt? Why you give up play calling? You see, if you get hurt after 5 or 6 games, the coach still has to do something and deliver, right? The coach still has to coach the team, right? You don't throw your hands up and say, oh, here, give it to this guy. Because that's exactly what happened. Now, you've put all of this frustration of 30 years or 40 years. The Browns have been struggling going back to the early 2000s since 1999. All of the frustrations is not on Deshaun Watson. Let's go.
And where they took a team that looked like it had a Super Bowl window and crammed it into the ground. That, to me, is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I'm not saying trading the 6th pick for Jalen Hurts is much above that.
Closest thing we got to reality, by the way.
No, it is. And that is a total fair stance to have. But if we're talking
you wouldn't trade the 6th overall pick for Jalen Hurts?
Wait, are we talking literally? Or are we talking?
Yeah, we're talking literally. If the actual trade was presented, you would say no?
No, I have to walk that back. No, I would.
Yeah, there's no way you would say no.
Now, a 5th rounder for Tanner McKee. That is just above Deshaun versus Shedeur.
Tanner McKee. Who is that? Who is that? Who's Tanner? Oh, that's the guy that.
For right now. It's better because at least it's another quarterback that's just another quarterback away from damn Deshaun.
At this point, I just thought you wanted different. At this point, I just thought you wanted some separator between the two. If that's worth a 5th round pick, listen, I'm not giving a 5th round pick for Tanner McKee, as evidenced by yesterday and my disdain for Tanner McKee. But if your goal, this is not my goal. I don't care. If it's Shedeur versus Deshaun, I'm great with that because
there it is.
Shedeur is going to win that battle, and
there it is.
I'll watch Shedeur play, and if he's great, then awesome. And if he stinks, then we're in position for 2027. Cool, let's do that. But if it ends up being someone like Tanner McKee and they throw themselves in there, if they feel like that's enough of a competition for them and it's a 5th round pick, I'm not going to hold a 5th round pick hostage. We have 10 of them. I'm all right with a 5th round pick.
Woo. Facts, G. You see how they treated the brother out there in Minnesota being black in a white sports or sport. They want us to on that field, not in the office. That's why they have no tolerance for us. I'm gonna just keep it real, bro. That's a fact. That's like any you cannot like what the statistics say, but the statistics is what it is. They know that. Hey, bro, you get a job in that industry and you a GM and you black. You better cook, because you ain't getting another one if that one go. Let's be honest with yourself. The statistics show y'all like EPA. I got the statistics. Y'all love EPA. Let's get back to these good old statistics. How many? Let me see. Let me see something. Let me see this. Let me see. I'm just looking. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we look at this, and we just lost a couple of them. So the dude in Minnesota got fired. He's out. And then it was wild. They talked about him. This is crazy. They said the dude in Minnesota, I was trying to figure out why they got rid of him. They said it was because he was on maternity leave. He was on maternity leave during training camp. What? You do know that's a that's like being on that's like being on disability, or you on workman's comp and they tell you to come back to work. No, bro, you can't fire some boy. You can't do it. You can't do it. Oh my goodness. This is in 2022. That's even old information. That information is actually older than that. Let me give you this. Now, I shout out to Earl the Pearl. He was on a Saturday. He was cooking early this morning with Spencer German. Earl been cooking lately. He done got tired of y'all. He done got all fed up. What you say, Earl? Earl done got fed up with y'all.
These other quarterbacks we've heard Nick talk about.
I get where he throws.
Yeah, FMLA, that's it. I used to have people on FMLA. You can't say nothing to them folks. You can't ask when they coming back. You can't ask what they. I'd have been a manager on people on FMLA. You can't mention their name. You can't if they say I feel sick right now. You say, oh, I need you to log out. You go ahead, go, you do your thing, log your hours. You ain't ask no questions. You know how difficult it is to get rid of somebody on FMLA, even in at will states? Absolutely not. They talk about we got rid of him because he was on maternity leave during training camp. I didn't know that he was coaching the people. He said, let's talk. Earl, he been cooking.
Some of these other quarterbacks we've heard Nick talk about.
I get where he throws out Tanner McKee, and people are like, Tanner
McKees and this, that, and the third. It's like, man, come on, Nick. Like, if it's not anybody but Shedeur, it damn sure sounds like anybody but Shedeur.
That's where that narrative comes from, for sure.
The hypotheticals is cool sometime, but we have an obligation to inform our fan base on what we believe is really going on and set a proper expectation for the foreseeable future. Yeah. This narrative, first of all, the money wouldn't work, okay? Jalen Hurts has a massive contract. The money wouldn't work. Yeah. The Browns salary cap situation wouldn't allow that. But since you all want to go hypotheticals, if even we traded the 6th pick for Jalen Hurts, that doesn't put us where we need to be. The Cleveland Browns are not a quarterback away. I don't know how many times we have to continue to explain that. We are not a quarterback away. And so this is why these hypotheticals continue to piss people off.
Yeah.
Is it the craziest, stupidest thing I've ever heard on our airwaves? I've been here 5 years. I've heard worse. I've heard worse. I've probably said worse. It is what it is, but it wasn't the worst thing I heard.
The hypotheticals, I think he said something that's great. There's a difference between hypotheticals and doing your job. Like, your job is to entertain, and your job is by entertain. You are supposed to bring up topics. Some of those topics are going to be erroneous. Some of the topics are fun. Some of the topics are lighthearted. Some of the topics ain't even serious. Some of these things, it's just part of the game because you want people to be engaged, and it's entertainment. I tell you all the time, it's entertainment. It ain't like, you need lighthearted conversations. You need a variety. You need some of these things and hypotheticals to keep you moving. But this is different. See, I've been in the industry a long time. I know the difference between good common back and forth by hypotheticals and people really being like, I don't understand why this is happening. Bro, they told you why this was going down. Did they not? They let you know, didn't they? Didn't they tell you that? I think right now where we're at is a point of this. And I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna give you why we are at the point we are today. And it's not by default. It is by plan. They've done this on purpose. And I'm talking about the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns, as I imagine this. Did anybody tell me this? No. But I'm going to give you the tea leaves. I'm going to go ahead and drop knowledge on y'all. The Cleveland Browns realized that once they got rid of Kevin Stefanski, they understood what the assignment was. Andrew Berry gauged the conversation around the building and the media, and he understood that we ain't got no buddies out here. We don't have no friends out here. We don't. We understand that the media is not going to give us a benefit of the doubt because a lot of those same media members were very, very excited about Kevin Stefanski and very unexcited and mad and upset that he was fired and I'm still here. So what do you do with that? Well, when you behind enemy walls, what you got to do is you got to circle the ranks. The one thing that you always have to do is you always have to be transparent and you have to have a plan. What Kevin Stefanski didn't have was a plan. He was vague. He whispered around different things and nobody was in the know. You ask him what day it is. He said, and it's Tuesday. He was like, well, I can't confirm or deny. Somewhere in the world is probably Wednesday and somewhere in the world is probably Monday, given the time. So I asked you what today it was. You can't give me that, sir. But what that does, it breeds people who like, you go watch what Jarvis Landry said. Go watch what Jarvis Landry said. Go watch what Quinshon Judkins said. Go watch what anybody that has had these interactions, they're not jumping up and down crying that Kevin Stefanski is no longer here. But the new coaching regime comes in, and you know what they say? The one thing that we got to do, one band, one sound. We got to be all on the same front. Because you know what? We already know what's coming. Hence, we've already established in the first hour of this show that they'll come for you without just cause. Oh, we can't get to Andrew Berry? Shedeur Sanders look like he's going to be here? We can't get him to get rid of Deshaun Watson? Well, we coming for you, Todd Monken. You'll be gone too. So now what they do is they've tailored their communication. They've closed up all avenues of any information being flown through the media. And now what they're doing is they've even equipped their players. Notice, I've been here for years watching the Cleveland Browns. This is the most I've seen this is the most I've ever seen people talking in the offseason about the Browns. Myles Garrett doing press runs. Denzel Ward doing press runs. Quinshon Judkins doing press runs. All these folks is talking. Ask yourself why. Why were those people not talking during when Kevin Stefanski was there? Now they're talking now. Is that because each of those people individually met with Todd Monken, individually met with Andrew Berry, and they've been given what the lowdown is. They've been told what it is. They've been told about not only A, the plan at quarterback, but B, what my plan is for you specifically, and how you fold into this, and how you are part of the new future. And that is why every single player comes out refreshed, because under the prior regime, it was impersonal. It wasn't, the relationship wasn't there, and it showed on the football field. So What they've done is systematically been able to come out and each person tell you something without telling you something. Hey, man, because they want you to say, hey, we about to get a job to Shedeur Sanders. No, we won't say that. Hey, listen, we all our guys are going to compete, but I will say that we're excited about this X, Y, and Z with Shedeur's traits. Not only are they saying that, the players say it, which means there's collaboration, which means there's input, and there's a flow of free information in the organization. That's number one. Number two, they're not giving you the ammunition you want. They're not giving you any of that. I keep telling people, if everybody is sitting, let me ask you a question. When everybody is coming into Berea and they keep saying, I spoke to Shedeur Sanders, I spoke to Shedeur Sanders, I spoke to Shedeur Sanders. If Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders is in a competition, like Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel were last year, we heard Joe Flacco interviews, we heard Kenny Pickett interviews, we heard Dylan Gabriel interviews. This is how you know they were in a real competition for those guys to be the number one quarterback, because cameras were there, stories were presented. They even went to Joe Flacco's house. They went to Joe Flacco's house to shoot a piece. Kenny Pickett was talking all the time about him rekindling his career, what he needs to do. Dylan Gabriel, can he actually take the job? What are his, all of these stories and articles are out there. Now, how is it that Deshaun Watson is in a quarterback competition and we haven't heard one free agent say they spoke to him? We haven't heard him himself say anything. We haven't heard him have an interview about his rehab process. We have not even heard the general manager or the head football coach have a sustained paragraph about where Deshaun is, how he's playing, what's going on. We haven't even heard to sit down to talk about the mental aspect of being injured 3 years. We heard nothing. Not one story. Why is that? That's because it's by choice. Because they already know that you will divide and conquer, and you will use anything that you can do to start trouble. Because you're going to ask them the questions. Here come the Shedeur questions. Here come, do you think about what's going on with Kevin Stefanski? What's going on with this? Do you think you could be a good... Listen, they done took it all off the table. And I know it's frustrating. Because if you notice, you ain't even seeing Shedeur Sanders. I'm cooking right now. If you just... Listen, don't wait to get in. Feel free to say, yeah, 2,343 people. Let me just tell you, they've systematically, you don't see Shedeur Sanders. You know why? They're not even giving you a chance to even stir those stories. See, the anger is coming from you're swinging at the wind. I don't like it. Oh, you look like Trey and Lawrence Fishburne. Oh, you're swinging in the wind because they won't give you nothing at all. You can't twist nothing. You can't shape nothing. You can't move nothing. You can't insinuate nothing. And every single time they don't give you, you jump out here in a boat with no lighthouse. And you keep striking out. You keep throwing quarterbacks up there. None of them show up. You keep saying what you heard, but none of the information comes to be true. You keep talking about, you didn't even know who the coach was going to be. I told you all the time. I ain't gonna listen, they ain't saying nothing. They do it on purpose. This is masterful. They're not even giving you opportunity to even vet Deshaun Watson. The only thing you're going to have to do is wait and see till the season get here to see what he even talking about. And you know what you got to do from now until when them OTAs come up? Swing in the wind. You ain't even seeing Shedeur. Shedeur ain't even talking about, you ain't even, all you see him with is throwing the football, talking to free agents, acting like quarterback one. Going about the regular life of a quarterback. You see, the transitioning already happened right in front of your face. You don't see some of the same stories that you talked about last year. You don't see Shedeur Sanders, not that he was doing a bunch last year. The social media presence ain't even, you know why? Because he operating like somebody done told him something. He operating like somebody done already put him on a game. He operating like somebody done already tapped him on the shoulder and said, yeah, dog, you got an opportunity. He acting like somebody tapped him on the shoulder and said, we believe in you. You acting like the teammates. He act like somebody, the teammates said, you already got this, dog. We about to go out here cook. He acting like him and Deshaun Watson and already talked and had a good conversation, and they see eye to eye. You can't even, ain't no mixing and matching. You can't put one against the other. It seems like he know a little something. He out here just throwing the football, studying the playbook. He ain't even giving you no storylines at all. I don't get him. How dare you? It's getting dark outside. Them street lights is coming on for y'all boys. It's getting dark. It's getting real dark. It's getting dark. Fellas, it's getting dark. Oh, my goodness, my man. They've done it, Now, they left you. Here's what happens when you leave. Always remember, when you leave people in silence, they'll fill in the gaps for you. So essentially, before Todd Monken even steps on the sidelines, he understands where the landmines are. He already understands where the landmines are just by not saying nothing. So he knows, you just exposed yourself over there. Note to self. Note to self. Okay. I ain't gonna be here in 3 years. Okay. You see what I'm saying? And they had to prove to him. They had to tell Todd. They told you. And here's a problem that you always gotta get. Who was the dude? I'm trying to think. TJ Ward, safety. Used to be here, drafted by the Browns out of the University of Oregon. TJ Ward was here. He made a comment talking about the media. And people in the media was mad. I'm going to just ask a rhetorical question. People in the media was upset that TJ Ward said that. Why would he say that? I had a good relationship with TJ Ward. He's always putting on the media. The media, but for the most part, why would you internalize that? Let me ask y'all a question. Rosie, we're going to rapid fire. We're going to rapid fire these. See if we can get some comments in here. So I'm going to ask y'all a question, and when y'all ready to go, you let me know, because we're going to use this as a very good moving on point, because I want to get to this draft. I want to get to this mock draft. We had some fun. We're going to talk about, because what we want to do is we want to spend some time getting the haters together, but we also want to spend some time having some fun. So we're going to rapid fire this thing right here. So here's how we're going to go. Why do people in the media have a problem when somebody says something about the media? As a matter of fact, I'm in the local media, right? G. Bush does local media on the Browns, Cavs, Guardians, and local team. If TJ Ward says, I don't like the local Cleveland media, why do I not take an offense to it? When these players, Ocho, I can't stand the Cleveland media. Why is it you've never heard G. Bush do one show about me being mad about what the local media is the picture I'm painted in? Have you heard me ever one time say I'm offended, upset, call somebody out by name based on them saying something negative about the local Cleveland media? I'm waiting. Somebody let me know. Can we, is it somebody to let me know? Huh? Huh? Let me see. I just want to see. No. No. What? I done did a lot of shows. If I'm part of the local media, why am I not offended by it? Why do I not have to come up and have all this bravado about why everybody is incorrect? If the shoe fits. Hey, you funny. Reverend BJ, you Chef Shay. Yes, JK, I'm laughing. Hey, I'm just saying. What? We don't talk about that. But thank you. Because I don't subscribe to that. Because I don't associate myself with that. And when they say, oh, local Cleveland media, I say, well, listen, bro, I know you ain't talking to me. He ain't talking to me. I do my thing, I do my two-step. I don't even associate with that type of nonsense. I don't even play them type of games over here. We don't even get down like that. Like, you must be talking to me. I know you ain't talking to me. I don't even pay no attention to it. That's two. Now, that last week I told you, watch this. The last week I told you, why is it when people say, I don't like his fan base? It isn't Shedeur, but I don't like his fan base. They're intolerable, obnoxious. Let me ask you a question. Just as many people, I said it last week, just as many people who like Shedeur don't like Shedeur. Why have I never on this platform mentioned the people that don't like Shedeur Sanders that email me and tell me all kinds of things? Why? I spend no time on them. We mentioned none of those people. I come do the show and I talk to the people I'm talking to. If you don't respect what I'm saying, it ain't for everybody. Why is it that you're up in arms about a person's fan base, but there's an opposition group that's out there too that I don't talk about? We need some answers. We need some answers. There you go. He's not referring to me. So I want to let everybody know, my brethren, if you do your work and you know what work you put in and you know what your work stands for and you know what your principles and morals and how you move is, if you know it don't apply to you, there's no need to acknowledge it. Well, I always thought it was funny. People who announce they're getting off Twitter. I'm getting off Twitter. It's getting too crazy over here. People who already think it's too crazy and out of pocket, you know what they do? They just disappear. They don't need to announce it. You know what? A bunch of stuff is going on right now, but I got to get off Twitter. A bunch of stuff in my personal life is going on. I can't really move. I'm getting off all social media platforms. Real ones don't do that. You know what real ones do? Disappear like that meme back into the Homer Simpson bush like this. See, if you're real, you should fall back. People have to say, dang, I haven't heard from G. Bush in a while. I don't need to put out nothing. If you want to disappear, just disappear. But it ain't about disappearing. It's the announcement that you want. So you can say, oh, no, don't go anywhere. You need it. But if you know people like you and mess with you and you are needed, you don't need the validation from doing that. I'm just saying. Just letting you know. G. Bush, I'm so sick of the Cleveland media and Acho. Listen, let me tell you something like that. It's gone. He's already signed a peace treaty. Acho is now just he's saying stuff to just say stuff. I'm gonna just tell y'all how that works. He's saying stuff to say stuff. When people start to feel like their career is at a certain trajectory, you notice they're not gonna say everything. He just saying stuff right now. Like, he doing a bunch of stuff, bro. I mean, shout out to him. I mean, he be doing a lot. He be doing a lot. Let me get to a few. I'm gonna try to do this before we get to our what's the name. I'm gonna get to some super chats because I think that more time. I'm gonna start doing this a little bit. I'm gonna get to the super chats now that we got, and then when I get to these, I'm gonna get to the second part of our conversation because this has a lot to do with what we talking about now. Don't forget, if you're coming up, we're doing mock draft on here. Mock draft. Bozy, can we put a poll up? We're going to put a poll up of what y'all want to see. Do y'all want to see a heavy playmakers draft where we going after running backs, receivers, heavy playmakers? Or do you want to see a draft where we go unconventional? Like we might do defense, we might best available, right? So do you want to do playmakers or best available draft? So, be ready for that. It's going to be a fun exercise. If we haven't done it before, we're going to check that out. Playmakers draft or best available. We'll put a poll up and we'll get to that after the super chats. Let's get to these. Desmond Johnson, G. Bush, y'all trading for Jalen Hurts now so he can come here in Cleveland and the media can say he's trash. Philly media do Jalen just as bad as Shedeur. Facts. Jalen Hurts then been to 2 Super Bowls, then 1 run. And he wasn't even the reason they lost the 1 Super Bowl. He actually played well the first time. You got him for a 2nd-round pick. And people in Philadelphia be going crazy. But you know how it is, Desmond. It ain't about whether or not these folks they're not really invested in the team. They're not invested in that. They invested in trying to talk about stuff. And I get it. That's the job. But even if he comes here, like you said, we already rating for the other shoe to drop. He's the worst quarterback in the league and plays 6 games. The coach ain't going to. This is how you know you're not going to get a fair. Stop looking for it. Stop looking for it. Let me just tell you something. Because these same people, even if Shedeur Sanders plays well, it'll be something else. He'll play well, even if he watch it. If he plays well and solidifies himself as a franchise quarterback and brings the team to a playoff game somehow, they'll say, he's not a playoff quarterback. He doesn't succeed well in the playoffs. And then they'll start doing this. It's not about regular season success with Shedeur Sanders. It's all about what the playoffs are going to bring and whether he's a clutch player. He'll ball out the entire game. Tip interception. We have to start talking about whether or not he's a 4th quarter player. It will never be right. If you already starting with these folks in the premise of what they do, they will never give you an honest anything about him. If he balls, guess what? They'll skip over the fact that they told you he's a 5th-round pick and wasn't good. You'll skip over it and go right to, well, what rank is he? Because we feel that you need a top 12 quarterback. Yeah. He's a 5th-round pick. Yeah. We said he was garbage and couldn't play. And Dylan Gabriel's better than him. And yeah, he's balling this year. But is he a top 12 QB or a top 15 guy? I believe what I'm saying is that in the NFL, you got to have a top 15. Shut up. Good gracious. Woo. You already see it coming. Miss Bell, thank you, Rosie, for the green juice recipe. Hey, they shouting your green juice out? Hey, by the way, my parents came over, they stayed this weekend. And man, Rosie cooked up this green juice. And now, because they like it, she's been pitching it harder to me. It's like now Miss Bell done said she didn't like it and super chatted on it. This is why it worked. She's going to have a glass of this ready for me to go right after the show. Babe, green juice. Everybody endorse it. Everybody endorse it. Your mom, Miss Bell, everybody. You drink more juice. I'm like, dang, bro, I ain't no Gatorade, bro. Ain't no Gatorade. Mr. and Mrs. Williams. G, did you see the new QB they were talking about starting over 12 on the King Carmen show? The young dude has got to stop embarrassing himself. You talk about that master class that they put on last week. Where, yes, I seen that. That master class they had when it was just like, hey, Ty Simpson, as a matter of fact, Ty Simpson, I'm saying, G, Ken Carmen cooked this dude, and he's a young guy. I mean, I'm sorry, he's young. It's okay. It's okay. He's a younger guy. He needs to, he need to learn a little bit. But they schooled him. It was funny. I don't want to get him. I don't want to cook him too bad. Here you go. I keep the receipts.
I don't think that this should happen. I don't want it to happen. But I think it's going to happen because of what Ty Simpson has said about Todd Monken this entire process.
Oh, you think it's going to happen?
Yeah.
Because why? Because he's saying nice things.
Yeah. Okay. In a league where coaches are getting fired in year one, after year one.
Talking point number 1. Coaches getting fired in year 1. Todd Monken, I'm telling you, if you get the wrong quarterback, we're going to ask for your head. We're going to ask for it.
You're not going to want to draft a guy that and that is coachable. His father's a head football coach.
Talking point number 2. Coaches' kids are smart and coachable because it's the coach's son. But that doesn't apply to Shedeur Sanders, even though his dad is a coach.
This guy is coachable. He has shown things at Alabama.
What does Shedeur Sanders' dad do?
I think
this is cognitive dissonance right here. Look at the face. See the little eye roll? Got me there. Don't put him on the stand like that.
I think he coaches football.
Yes, but does Shedeur Sanders does Todd Monken have a relationship with Shedeur Sanders' father?
He recruited him. So, yeah, when you get recruited to play football, the first people they talk to is your father, your parents, your mother.
Right now.
He recruited Shedeur Sanders, didn't he?
Cognitive dissonance number 2. What are you squinting? Is there something in the foresight? Is the sun in your eyes, my good sir? The studio seems well shaded. Why are you squinting? Your eyes are you having trouble? Maybe it's dust. Too young for cataracts.
Didn't the Browns' last quarterback coach have a good relationship with Shedeur Sanders' dad?
It's the only backup quarterback that Deion Sanders ever talked about publicly.
Has Todd Monken gotten a porcelain horse head from Ty Simpson?
No.
Nervous laugh. Number 3. Yeah, it's getting.
Got one from Shedeur Sanders.
Support your,
what else you got to support that argument there, John?
This is a guy that's coachable. He is.
Talking point number 4. What gives you the reason to believe that Shedeur Sanders is not coachable?
done a lot of things in college.
I would certainly hope
He's done a lot
so.
of things in college, and
Are you saying Shedeur Sanders isn't coachable?
I'm saying that Ty Simpson has a great relationship with Todd Monken. And this.
Well, wait a minute. I saw photographic proof that Shedeur Sanders has a great relationship with Todd Monken.
Porcelain horse that says
Porcelain horses.
Do you think it's out of the realm of possibility for the Browns to draft Ty Simpson anywhere?
No, it's not out of the realm of possibility, but I think the reasons you're giving me are absolutely nuts.
I wish that young man well in his future endeavors. My gosh, that was tough. Garrett Bushman, congratulations, 700 members. And let's be real, when the Browns start winning, this will quadruple. You have almost 1,000 in Monken, and in 12 era has just begun. Devin the dude, I'll tell you what. And a lot of people say, a lot of people, you hear a lot of people out there. One of the reasons people talk about it is because, let's assume the elephant in the room is a lot of people tell me you're pandering, you understand that Shedeur has a loyal fan base and you're just doing this to gain members and you're doing this to gain subscribers and what else you're going to say? Well, I always say this. One thing that stands for itself is I've been doing this work for years. I've been covering the Cleveland Browns when I was in an old basement somewhere, and I was getting 5 views. I've covered every quarterback, all of them, all the way back to 1999. At the end of the day, what I try to offer for my members is not biased Shedeur Sanders commentary. I try to offer you film that educates you on football. I try to offer you a part of my life and let you into my relationship with my wife and my family. I like to show you my hobbies. I like cooking. I like to go out to eat. I like to show you the things that I value. I like to even show you what I like to do in terms of going shopping and doing things like that. I try to give you a bunch of things to members. It's not about a membership of just, coming on here doing. I like to give you a community where it's an open format where people can discuss and have discourse. You don't see me pulling. There's probably a bunch of people who are in the comment sections that say crazy stuff. I don't never block nobody. Take no comments down. You can disagree with me all you want. You got a free space. All you got to do is stay respectful. Don't curse and say disrespectful stuff. And guess what? It's okay if you disagree. What we try to give you is a community feel where we give you a variety of content that can talk about topics nobody else will talk about, but also give you a place to come. We like to give away gear. We like to give away merchandise. We like to watch film. We like to do all this stuff. So if you want to be a member, the membership involves way more than just talking about Shedeur Sanders. It involves other people. It involves other people coming in. I invite other YouTubers in that do content. I invite people that are in industry. I invite entertainers. I do all of these things to give you a wide variety of content. So for me, that's what it's about. And I want to thank every single one of those members, all of them. 700. Hey, listen, even if you was a member and you say, yeah, I'm gonna come back a little later down the line, or even if you don't, I respect you for giving it an opportunity because I appreciate your hard-earned money and I appreciate your support. So for me, it's a blessing that 700 people would even think about doing that. Even think about it. So for me, that is a blessing, and that just goes to show that if you try to be honest and you try to give people, what they want, I respect people, and I try to respect people's time, money, energy. And if you want to send a penny super chat, I'll sit here and read every single super chat you want to read. It could be like, G. Bush, your face is big. All right, we appreciate the super chat. Younger Monk, Jason ain't want to talk about what Jarvis said about Kevin losing the locker room since after his second year in there, that he's not a leader of men and better at OC quarterback one loading. Let's freaking go 12. At some point, I really want to stop talking about Kevin Stefanski because I want to talk about what we're going to do. But Younger Monk, let me just get to this. The worst kept secret in the game was guys didn't mess with him like that. They just did. Guys didn't mess with him. Guys didn't like his communication style. Guys didn't think that he was really invested in what they was trying to do. And guess what? Communication is what really gets rid of people. Communication and relationship and the lack thereof will get rid of you every single time. Because remember what I said about silence. When you let silence build, people will make up a narrative and put it in that silence. And then when that narrative goes unchecked, it becomes their reality. So when you want to meet with people, that's why I respected what they was doing. I said, oh, they were moving like real ones right now. They moving like real ones. Todd Monken comes in. Shedeur comes in. Andrew Berry is already in the room. It's on camera. Hey, what's up? You know we tried to draft you. Man, that was one of that set the whole thing, because that killed 17 narratives right then. They was on camera, the handshake, you know we tried to draft you, Andrew Berry sitting in the corner on the Brown site. That killed 75 talking points right then. Because remember what it was. Nobody wanted Shedeur. Nobody. And then he comes out and debunks that in day one. It hurts. Trizzy in the money. G, we love you. Secure a personal spot over the press pass. UCS is great, but Techna just killed y'all. I'm from North Carolina. I like many aren't following y'all to Cleveland local app. Sorry, man. I wish y'all would, man. I know a lot of people, you know, I talked to the folks over there. Shout out to Yak and shout out to people. And one of the main things I kept it real with him. He said, yo, what are your thoughts? And one of the main things that we had the conversation was, what do you guys think about the move? And I said, more importantly, I'm just tell you what the people think. I said, the people think that there's a misnomer, right? There's a thing where they think if you move in it, anything with corporate, right? When you move in corporate, people now have this misconception, or and rightfully so, about a lot of the way corporations operate in America. Let's not act like they don't have some reason to think that way. They're skeptical because of the nature of the relationship. People watch UCSS because it's the Wild Wild West. We say things. We're able to talk about topics that most people won't. And one of the things that people will think is, if they moving it from YouTube in a free space, that they're moving it to another place to have access and to limit control, or to gain more control over the messaging. And he said, as he asked me, what is one thing that I was concerned about? I said, well, look, one thing on YouTube is the chat is a big feature. The chat is where they give real-time commentary and it's unfiltered. They say what they want, they talk, and it's also a meeting place for people to talk with people. So if the chat is not there, half of what this is about is the communication with other people and like-minded people. The chat is its own world. So I'll give them credit. I told him that on Friday. No, actually it was probably like Wednesday. By Friday, they already had people on it. They had people already on it saying, hey, listen, we need to get a chat feature. We need to make sure people have it. And we also need to make it more, not only just have it like YouTube, but we want to add more things to it. Now, I don't know. I'm going to be transparent with you. I don't know if it's going to work better than YouTube. It's new. We don't know how it's going to work. And it's just an evolving thing. But I will give them credit for this. First and foremost, I respect them enough because they asked me what I thought. You got to understand something. In this industry, I done worked for a lot of companies. And a lot of companies ain't never asked me nothing, even though I could have had the answer, even though I had the idea, even though I done pitched ideas. I done pitched everything people is doing right now. I pitched 12 years ago. Going live on shows like they doing, I pitched that years ago. I actually did it on accident. Oh, and I didn't do it on accident. I just started live recording myself in the studio. They say, you can't do that. I say, why? So like, where the contracts work? We can't. You just redisseminate now. I said, oh, okay. So my thing is, I respect him from coming to me and asking me what I think about the show, what I think about the direction of the show, what I think could be better with the show, and things that I think that to keep the same energy, what we need for that. And I also give him respect because he said, I've gotten emails from people that was upset about the move, and I'm going to call him on the phone and reply to him. I said, you going to talk to them folks? So I'll give him credit for that. My hope is everybody will move over. I got to respect you if you feel like you won't do that. We'll still have a presence a little bit on YouTube. I'm still going to do the Ultimate Browns. We still do the post-game show. So all I want to say is hopefully people will cross over, because at the end of the day, the one thing that I want to move forward with everything is, man, I just want the Browns to be good, man. And I want as many people that when we actually shock the world, I want many people as I know tune in and say, I told you so. Because what I'm really trying to do is I'm trying to start a new movement. We got the momentum going. And for us, we got to keep the momentum going, because it ain't the fact that we fighting the people that's against, or not even fighting. I won't say fighting because it makes it seem like some sort of culture war. It's like pushing back. Like, we want to see the Cleveland Browns good. And if we get frustrated and start putting down and stop rolling over and start saying, oh, I'm tired of arguing with these folks, then what does that mean? Because I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to be honest with you. I done had players reach out to me that done said, hey, man, I appreciate your commentary, because you one of the people that is unapologetically. I've had multiple players say this. Say that you are getting people to get behind us. We need people. You don't understand the boost we get when they understand that the city is behind them. That when it's a feeling that even if they down in the third quarter, they can come back. The feeling that, hey, yeah, we lost today, but we gonna get it back. He said, you don't understand. People that say, you don't know what that means to us as a team. And for so many years, it hasn't been there. That support hasn't been there. You got to understand something, man. When you out there putting your body on the line, when you out there playing hard and you get paid a lot of money, just because they pay you a lot of money still don't mean you ain't a human being. That you see, when you hearing people see, you got to think about that. Think about you playing injured. You can't put a shirt on. Your fingers is broken. You're tired. You're going through relationship issues. You don't even get to see your kids off to school. You're gone all the time. And then in the off season, you spend half of your time trying to get your body right. And in the other half, you got to get ready to go again. You in contract disputes, you're doing all of this stuff. And you consistently see people talking about this person got to go, that person's a bum, this person's garbage, this person ain't really that good. What? It matters. So, wherever platform I'm on, I'm trying to preach, let's get the Browns back to where they're supposed to be. Let's get the Browns, because one day, all this ain't going to matter, what you said, because I still want to get to that Super Bowl. So, wherever we at, I hope you support, because we trying to support an idea, a movement. I know that was long-winded. We got to be long-winded. Quiet shot. That's what I want to see. I love to see you ask questions as media during the Cleveland press conferences. That's the post-game conference too, I think. Kevin Stefanski spoke with DG's mom, not Shedeur's dad. DG knew we was in like Flynn. They threw slick shade, kicked Shedeur because he was down, and he really wasn't down. He is him. We appreciate the super chat. Quiet shot. Gifted 5 G Bush memberships. Thank you so much. You much too kind. By the way, this works. When we appreciate you super. Those super chats, those memberships go to random people. So that's the way it works on YouTube. I don't have a control over that. So congratulations to those 5 people. Everybody send at Quiet Shot a heart or a thumbs up and appreciate him for his kindness and his generosity. Fournette and Landry talked about how Kevin Stefanski is not a player coach and they didn't like what he did to 12. Acho shouldn't have commented because they ate his lunch when they got him together. They got him together. I looked at it and said, oh, this is going to be one of them. They got him together. Y'all feel free to go check that out. P. Rothstein, there are 3-4 guys in the local media that are honest. G. Bush, Earl the Pro, Tony Rizzo, McNuggets. I really can't stand our local media, man. They are negative, and all they do is try to trauma bond, gaslighting haters. I just couldn't believe what I'm Pete Rothstein. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that you sitting here trying to. This man ain't even coaching no games. You talking about he won't make it to the new stadium. I have a problem with the fast forwarding of life. I'm into the fierce urgency of today. Today I woke up, I got breath in my lungs, my heart's still beating, and I'm only guaranteed what I got today. I better make the best of it. I refuse to sit here and talk about 2026 and 2027 because they wasted all our time in 2025 talking about 2026 quarterbacks. And now they're here with none of them here. So now you're going to tell us, well, 2029, he won't be here. Come on, bro. Stop. It's important for people to see you out there because we already see that visibility builds trust. It strengthens your credibility. It shows that you're not just talking, you're working. Jab 9237, I appreciate it. That's exactly what we talk about. I think she's talking about being out there for what media credentials and doing stuff with. But here's the thing. Oh, you're going to see that this year. Training camp is coming. Training camp is coming, and I will be at training camp. And for some individuals, like last year I went to training camp, but that was kind of the beginning. I mean, I got a lot more people that have come across my content since the beginning of training camp. So a lot of people may not necessarily know that I've been to training camp and have been a part of those things. So also this year it gives me another opportunity since UCSS is moving. UCSS is moving. If you guys don't know, make sure you go to check out the WKYC app, download that. Is moving to 10 to 12. So usually the Browns practices are right in the middle of the time that we are doing UCSS. But the cool thing about me in the summer hours, I'm on 5 days a week during the season. During the off season, I'm on 3 days a week. I'm on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. So Wednesday and Thursday, I'm completely off. So those days that training camp is going down, I'll be out there. T-Storm, I'm a Washington Redskins or Washington Commanders fan. See you, Auntie, for Shedeur. It's weird over here. Coach fired before preseason game. Nasty work. T-Storm, it's kind of crazy, ain't it? Reverend B.J. Nelson, I bet they never played nor watched any kind of film. I'm not going to say that. The bus be full. Jason, Mary Kay, Grossi, Acho, they be sitting there smiling. I'm gonna say that, but you funny. You funny, man. Rev, you funny. You crazy. You crazy. Get more wins as a first-year coach than a guy who has was here for 4 years. We be balling. That's crazy. They want him, and then they be mad. Talk about, hey man, we only got 5 wins last year. But the new dude coming in, he better get 9, 10. It'd be crazy, man. Tristan Skywalker. You're much too kind, my sir. Much too kind. Just wanted to say, keep going, my brother. I've been missing the live shows because I've been taking on a new role at work, but it's more important. It's more than just a game. The culture needs you, G. Bush. Came for 12, stayed for G. Bush. First and foremost, shout out to you, my guy, Tristan. I love to see brothers and anybody, brothers, sister, anybody, moving and doing their thing and moving up that line, like that ladder. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the corporate world. Shout out to the third shifters. Shout out to dudes that's out there grinding in these offices. We see you. You know what I'm saying? Continue to get those raises. Continue to get those promotions. Continue to battle. Hey, listen, it's more important out there than it's out here because we need them boardrooms packed. We need that upper management. We need middle management. We need all that packed. So shout out to you and continue to keep going. Hey, and just, hey, if you don't catch them live, that's why we try to stay. Rosie work hard. She come edit these videos up. We try to get them out to y'all because we understand that some people can't be up at 9 o'clock on a Saturday. Some people got family time and other things. We appreciate y'all. We're going to try to get that content where you can catch it on demand. But we appreciate you, and you're much too kind for your super chat. Congratulations. Keep going. And as always, we always going to link up and build. Black Angus. Are they putting all the blame on AB for Stefanski's demise? He was the only one that D. Watt, he told Kevin Stefanski to get rid of Callahan and Van Pelt. He told Kevin Stefanski who to play at quarterback. AB must be the puppet master, G. Right? AB was the one that got Dylan Gabriel, too. You know good and well that was it. Come on, that was his pick. Y'all be doing too. Y'all be cracking me up with that. P. Rossi, I remember when nobody thought Marty Schottenheimer would work out. I wonder why he ended up doing with the Browns, huh? Balling. Woe is me. The lovable losers is all our media wants from this team. I think that becomes a trope too. There's a time in life for everything. There's a time in life for building, tearing down, optimism, pessimism. It's part of life. We have to have a range of emotion and rainbows of emotions. But the reality of the situation, Pete Ross, is people be doing too much. You're in one mode. You're in one angle. You like, come on, bro. You and like the whole lovable losers, the Browns are dumpster fires. Guys, y'all got to get back in the lab with a pen and a pad. Y'all got to start getting y'all's game together. Because let me tell you something. That lovable loser stuff, that's cool. We at a different point. You with a new coach, a new team, and you trying to build something. Get it together. Get it together. It's time to come to the realization. And also it's trying to come to the realization of, let's get to mock draft. Dun, dun, dun. Rosie, do we have the poll? What does the poll say? Do they want to go with in the poll? What do they want to go with? Do they want to go with playmakers?
36% playmaker.
Playmakers, 36%?
Offense, 35%.
All offense, 35%.
Best available, 26%.
Best available, so they want to go offense.
Playmaker, offense, best available, defense.
So they want to. So who's the winner?
Playmaker, 36%.
36% playmakers. Let's get it going. We're going to get it going. We're going to get it jumping. Let's get right off into this thing. Let me make sure this is good. Let me get this out of here. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Scoo-do-do. Let me see if y'all can see this. Let's share the screen.
Playmaker and offense is like almost the same, 36%.
So we're going to give them playmakers and offense. Okay. All right, y'all see this? Can they hear me? There we go. I think y'all can hear me. Y'all ready to go? So let's get off into this mock. Let's get off into this mock thing. So let's see how we want to do it. So where do y'all want to go to first? Do you want to do positional value more, draft for needs more, or randomness? What y'all want to do? Let me look at this. Randomness, draft for need. What y'all want to do? Let's just go with this. Draft. Y'all want to draft for need? Needs. See a lot of needs. Let's do. All right. We'll do the first one need and then jump back random. All right. So we'll bring this down a little bit here. Positional value. We'll bring that up. So we'll do draft for needs more right here. So let's go ahead and enter the draft. Let's get it cooking. Start the draft now. So we start the draft, and on the left-hand side, number one, we went with Fernando Mendoza. They needed a quarterback. We probably know that's going to happen. The Jets took Arvell Reese. Sonny Styles, that dream is over. He went to the Cardinals. Reuben Bain went 4 overall to the Titans. And Jeremiah Love, who's been shooting up a lot of boards, went number 5 at the Giants. Now, they said we wanted to do offensive playmakers, right? They said we want to do playmakers. Look at this on this list. David Bailey is looking at you in the face. Francis Mariano is on the list right here, 7. Caleb Downs is there. Delaney, the corner from LSU, is there. Carnell Tate is at 10. Dang, he slipped a little bit. He at 10? Wow. Makai Lemon is is sitting here at 15. They got him 15 on the board. Jordan Tyson is 19 on the board. So if we are doing playmakers, does that mean we take the best available playmaker? All right, well, let's take Carnell Tate. We're going to load up on playmakers. We're going to do project stockpile. So here we go. Carnell Tate, boom. We are now, let's take a look at who went during that time after us. So after the Browns took Carnell Tate at 6 in the left-hand column, right here under the round 1. David Bailey went to the Commanders. Caleb Downs went 8 to the Buckeyes. Delaney went to the Chiefs at 9, 10. Francis Mariano fell to 10, and the Bengals took him. Wow, that's kind of crazy. Thyman, a safety, who ran a crazy time at the 40 at the combine. He's at pick number 11. Spencer Fano went 12. Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end who was crazy in the trade, went to the Rams. Monroe Freeling went to the Ravens. That's kind of crazy. Loani, the guard from the best guard on the board, went to the Buccaneers. Jordan Tyson fell to 16. And the Indianapolis Colts traded up to get him. Makai Lemon went 17. That's crazy because now he's what the guy who we think he looks like and plays like. Amon-Ra St. Brown over in Detroit. Akeem Messidor, defensive end, went to the Vikings. C.J. Allen went, and then we get to Jamad McCoy, the cornerback. Caden Proctor, the tackle that would have been available for us. I thought at 24 went higher to the Steelers. Avion Terrell, cornerback. Blake Miller, who I like a lot, we've drafted a lot, goes to 23 with the Philadelphia Eagles. So now let's take a look at this is available. Now we still going playmakers, right? So you got Omar Cooper Jr. on the board. It's a lot of edge rushers, tackles. Denzel Boston is there at 31. Right? Casey Concepcion is still there. Right? Here's what we're going to do. Let me ask y'all something. Let me look at this. This is a playmakers one. So we're going to stockpile these playmakers. Let me ask y'all in the chat. If you want, what y'all want to do? We got Omar Cooper Jr. We got Denzel Boston. Big body receiver. Let's look at it. Look at his grades. Overall, he was a 61.5. In 2023, 76.6. He in 2025, according to PFF, 88.0. 88.0. Receiving grade at 87.2. Contested catch rate is at 76.9. His grade versus man coverage is 89.7. But take a look on the right-hand column. When it came to balling out against primetime people, look at his grade against Ohio State, 61.2. Look at his grade against Michigan, 61.7. When the big boys came to play against Oregon, 67.8. A little shaky. Let's take a look at another playmaker that might be available. Yeah, while we rack up what y'all talking about. Casey Concepcion. His grade this year, 78.4. Right? He's a guy that can take the top off the defense. Ain't got no analysis right here. But take a look at what he did some against primetime competition. Right? So he's available. And then finally, I'm going to throw Omar Cooper in here because I didn't do him. 87.4 this year. How did he do against the big boys? Pretty good against Oregon, 73.4. Pretty good against, made a crazy catch, the game-winning catch against Penn State, 71.3. He looked like he was nasty against Ohio State. He's 57. But against Alabama, 74.1. And then against Miami, 72. So pretty good games against those guys. So it's between them three. What y'all want to do? Let me get to this. We got a Denzel Boston. Boston. Oh, here come the Boston. Let's get KC. Let me see if we get a couple. KC. Let me see. KC is overrated. KC too small. We got some Coopers. Cooper. Boston. Let's go with Boston. We're going to go with Boston. Let's get to it. Let's go with Boston. We're going to take him. Denzel Boston. We're going to draft him. Bow. So, if you take a look with our first two picks, now, we only did the mock draft with the first two picks, right? If you take a look at it, what grade did they give us? They gave us a grade of an A-. We drafted Cardell Tate. They told us at that point on the board, we should have drafted Malinoa, right? They also said they did give us a B+. He was on the big board for Denzel Boston, right? So if you take a look at this, we take Cardell Tate at 6. We got Denzel Boston right there. Now, what I did with this is we got a chance to see what they gave us for the first round. Let's expand it. So let's go back. What we want to do is let's expand it. Let's expand it. Oh, come on, man. Don't want to do that. Let's set it up again. All right. Let's go to our simulator. Number. That's no. There we go. So let's do it. We're gonna do 7 rounds. We're gonna run it back. We can bring this up a little bit. We're gonna draft for needs again. Cleveland Browns. 7 rounds. Boom. Enter the draft. And let's go ahead, run it back. And then I'll share my screen. There we go. We back up. Let's do it again. This time, 7 rounds. We're going to start the draft. Same settings. This is funny because the same thing happened again. So, except this time, Fernando Mendoza went 1, Arvell Reese 2, Jeremiah Love went 3, Sonny Styles went 4, Caleb Downs went 5. We back on the board. So we sitting here, right? So this is a 7-man draft. We'll start the same way. Cardell Tate is there. We said we're going to do it, so we're going to take him. We drafted Cardell Tate. So now we back on the clock at 24. We taking best available, right? Denzel Boston is still there. We're going to take Denzel Boston. at 24. Now this is where it gets funny. So now we are same thing. Casey Concepcion actually went 2 picks higher. So now this is a playmaker-centric draft. So let's go ahead and start cooking. So we got 2 receivers already, chat. 2 receivers. We're not going to get crazy and draft a 3rd receiver. That's not realistic. We're doing too much. But we still want playmakers. We still want playmakers. Right? We still want playmakers. So what we can go here is, if you take a look at TJ Parker's edge rusher, Lee Hunter is a good rusher. A lot of these guys are defensive players. Chris Bell is there. Jacob Rodriguez is there at linebacker. Now, a playmaker can be on defense too. A playmaker can be on defense, but you do got Carson Schlesinger already. You have made these moves. You do need a cornerback to play the slot. You need a cornerback to play the slot. Now, he is here available. Let's take a look at what he is. His cover grade is 71.2. He has a good run grade at 89.2. What is his size? Can we get some size? 6 foot 190. 6 foot 190. You do need a slot corner, right? Let's take a look at some of these other dudes. Corner Chris Johnson out of San Diego. You can go with a guard here. You can go with an offensive lineman. Mind you, you have not gotten a lineman, right? You ain't got a lineman so far. So let's filter by positions. You still might want to tackle. Dunker at 57. I mean, that's 20 picks higher than we would probably go. You see what I'm saying? 20 picks higher. Let's look at your offensive guards. Interior offensive line. A guard might be a dude. 48. That's a little more tenable if you're talking about the best available guard. So let's go back to all the above. Take this out. Let me ask y'all. At this position, what y'all want to do? Tight end. I like Price. He's not a slot corner. He's a boundary corner. So I want to do. We can go best available. You can take a defensive lineman and add something to that. You can go with a tight end at this pick, or you can go best available running back. If this is a playmakers draft, you can do a few things. Let me see what y'all talking about. Tackle, slot. You want to do a tackle? Corner or TJ Parker? I like TJ Parker too. Tight end. Let's go O-line. D-tackle. Tackle. Best available O-line. Let's do it. We're going to go best available offensive line here. So we're just going to go and take one. Best available O-line. No matter, we need good players. We're going to take the guard. Boom. Here we go. We are now at pick 70. 3rd round. We're in the 3rd round. So that's 3rd round. Whoa. Elijah Surratt is still here in the 3rd? I mean, that's crazy. Max Clare is there. I like him. Man. Deion Burks is there? Connor Lew, we kind of need a center. Good gracious, there's some ball players, though. There's some ball play. We got to have a conversation. Jake Slaughter is there. We have a conversation, fellas. How y'all want to go about this? I mean, we already, if you look at what we done, man, we done already took Cardinal Tate and Denzel Boston. we should probably be responsible and go with Max Clare to tight end. Or we can, but this Elijah Surratt, come on, man. Come on, bro. Dang, come on, no. Y'all gonna have to talk me off the fence. Y'all gonna have to talk me on the fence. He's still there. What y'all thinking? Elijah Surratt, Max Clare, Deion Burks is there? We probably should look at, Devin Moore at the corner. How big are you? You 6'3", 198. 83.0 coverage. Sheesh. I wouldn't mind drafting you at all. Chat, help me. Help me. Listen, hold on. Somebody talk me off the ledge. All right. Tight end in the slot. Burks. Antonio Williams or Burks is a good pick. Max Clare, tight end. Jake Slaughter is nice. Surratt. Anthony Hill is cold too. LJ, I like Overton a lot. Surratt in the third is a steal. We need another corner. Good gracious. Lane probably gone. I don't see him. Took two slow receivers, shaking my head. Surratt. Let me see. The center. Offense only. Surratt. We go over Surratt. I didn't see too many Surratts. Don't talk me off the fence now, chat. Let's go. We done took 3 receivers and we cooking. Elijah Surratt, welcome to the new triumvirate. Put the wrist up. We might throw for 4,000. Elijah Surratt, come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right. Stop playing. All right, we got number 4 pick. All right, so we're going to be responsible. Even though I like Malachi Fields too. Dang, Stribling is there. Lee Wilson. We need a corner. Let me see this guy. Let's take the 70 grade. Your coverage grade is a 69. I don't know, Malik Muhammad. I'm confused. You might have been getting cooked. Let's look at this Will Lee character. Your grade was a 66? Nah, I'm cool. I'm cool. We don't even know. I'm cool. Somebody find me somebody. We might need a tackle. Let's get a who's this Michael Trigg character? It's a tight end. What is his receiving grade? A 77. How big are you? 6'4", 240. What y'all think about this tight end? We might need one. Y'all want to go tight end or best available lineman? But the best available lineman is ranked 121, and we pick it at 107. Y'all want to go with this tight end or best available? What we got? Let me get down here. Hit that O-line again. Take him. O-line, tight end. Tight end. All right, we're going all playmakers. Tight end it is. Michael Trigg, welcome to the next contestant of The Price is Right. Boom, let's go. Playmakers draft. What we doing? What we doing so far? We done loaded up on playmakers. So far. First round. Cardinal Tate at 6. Denzel Boston, big receiver at 24. Basantis, the guard from Texas A&M at pick number, and second round, pick 39. Third round, Elijah Surratt was just chilling. We posted on the corner. Michael Trigg out of Baylor. Let's take a look at it. What we got left? All right, here we go. This is easy money. J.C. Davis. We're going to take the best available. We ain't going to look. We're going to get a tackle. We're going to be very Let's see what you're looking at. 87.8 overall grade. Let's look at Austin Barber. 83.5. He got a 90 run block grade. Pass block grade is a 66.7. He's a grinder. He's a grinder. Let's see this. 86.7, but his pass block grade, we got to go with JC. JC Davis, welcome to the team. We got a tackle. We got some 5th round, 5, 6, and 7, right? We got a tight end. Oh, Austin Barber, you're here again? Austin Barber, you're chilling? We just looked at you? Oh, we stacking up on tackles. All offense. Draft Austin Barber. Double tackles. I got him available. What we talking about? Pick round 6. Heinrich. You know what? We about to get this fullback game off. He from the Navy. How big is you? Bro, your grade is a 92.9. You know they got big fullbacks in Baltimore. Draft him. He ready to go to war right now. Let's go. We drafting a fullback in a 6. We about to run this football. Round 7, you know we got, this is easy money. We drafting Taylor Green. We drafting Taylor Green because he run a 4.3 and he's an experimental quarterback. We drafting him. Bow. Tell me what we doing. Tell me what we doing. What's the grade? What's the overall grade? Let me see. Let's go slowly so we can see. I seen I got an award though. Let's go down slow. Carnell Tate, A-. Denzel Boston, B+. Oh, y'all cheat. Y'all hate. Y'all gave me a C+ on the guard. Why y'all give me a C+ on the guard? I probably reached. The reason they gave me a C+, they said they wanted to draft TJ Parker. I should have drafted him because of the positional rank. It's okay. We'll keep it going. We was keeping it all offense. But I came back and redeemed myself. We came back and redeemed ourselves with Elijah Surratt at the A-. You see what we did right there? We right back. All right, I'll take a B. I just want B's. 4th round, Michael Trigg. I just want B. It's all good. Uh-oh. Don't tell us that we done messed around and got that A-. JC Davis, tackle in the 5th round, A- grade. Stop playing. Chat, we cooked. Austin Barber, A- in the game. Look at that. Look at the average. If I got a report card like this in high school, I was getting the new Jordans. I was getting a new PlayStation with this. If Rosie got this, she would be disappointed. she's much more if she got this, that C would be, you know what I'm saying, well, you a scholar. Didn't you say you couldn't get no C's? Listen. All candles. She'd be disappointed in this, but we cooking though. Eli Heinrich. We got a fullback. We about to run the ball. He can catch out the backfield. B+. You cats ain't getting no B+ in the 6th round. Let's keep going. A- Taylor Green. Man, oh man. Listen, look at all these. Matter of fact, I got the new Jordans and the outfit. And my mom would have let me go to the store and buy the All Eyes on Me CD double disc. That would have never happened. Anything with parental advisory not happening. Look at this. Did I get an award? Yes, I did. We did, chat. Overall draft grade is a B+. We are cooking. Let's see what y'all got to say about that. What y'all say about that? What y'all talking about? All the military dudes know how to run. Stop dreaming. Green, absolutely. This is crazy. Yeah, we reached on that one. Lineman, these are kind of old. Let's get to them. Send this draft to Andrew Berry. Yeah, listen. Hey, this is crazy. What y'all think? All right. So I like this exercise. We'll come back and revisit it. We got some super chats to get to. Let us know what you thought about that draft on a scale of 1 to 10. If the Cleveland Browns came with that draft, what would you give it? Scale of 1 to 10. Thank you so much. We like that. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Scale of 1 to 10. What y'all feel about that? We'll go ahead and play that. Oh man, dang! Exactly, Bruce. You gonna give me a 5, dog? This is what I like to see. 8. All right. 8. A minus. 8. Okay. 8. 5. 9. 8. 8.5. 9 out of 10. I like it. We cooking. Hey, listen, right now, if I got this report card, I'd like it. Because we cooking. I like this. I see a lot of 8 and 9s. 7.5. Dang, Mark, you 5. Hey, too many receivers, bro. So that's it. Hey, 9 because of Surratt. 8.5. GU building a dynasty in a real way. Hey, we throwing that football. That football is going to get thrown. We throwing that football. Boy, don't play around. Don't play. All right, here we go. I like that exercise. Next week, what we going to do? How we going to do it? Next week, we're going to drop. What was the second on that poll? It was playmakers. We're going to go best available. Next week, it's best available. That's what we're going to do, best available. That's how we're going to cook next week. Let's get to the rest of the super chats right here, right fast. I think we read that one. Here we go. Patrick Williams says, I'm glad AB and Todd Monken shut down the media's privy to the information. The media is the most clickbait, toxic, lying group I've ever seen. The Browns organization will never do an interview on radio. Yeah, them interviews is hard to come by. They are. Now, the Browns, 92-3 the fan will get some because they do the coaches show and they're the radio home, so they will periodically get guys to come through. So that's the thing. So, 1 second. Neil Gray. The Browns are building a winning culture that is invested in player development over multiple years. This ain't an instant oatmeal or popcorn. Let's be patient. Allow Todd and Andrew to set up the foundation. Let that man cook. Can we let him cook for a minute? Can we let him cook for a second? I'm just saying, fellas. Speaking of, let me get to 1 second. I'll be right back. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. All right, we are back. We are back in the building. Let's get to our next super chat. Speaking of, we will have our super chatter today. Get ready. If you do win super chatter today, we will give you a free t-shirt. You get the Browns Nike or the Barbershop Nike t-shirt, courtesy of G. Bush and Fifth Dimension Media. Let's keep it pushing. Let's see. Younger Monk, facts G. Bush. We got this earlier in the show, but read it again. Facts again, G. Bush. You see how they treated a brother out there in Minnesota being black in a white man sport? They want us to be on the field, not in those front offices. That's why they have no tolerance for us. T. Storm says Watson ain't going nowhere. Go to therapy at this point. Yeah, I think, man, to me, I've always said this about the whole Watson thing. Deshaun Watson's contract was a disappointment. Deshaun Watson and the amount of picks they gave up to get him and the financial ramifications they had is definitely a thing. But the thing that we got to come to the conclusion of is, when you are making a decision and you say the player turned out not to be good, you got to live with the consequences of that. The one thing that I always commend Jimmy Haslam on is this. At least he went for it. At the time that they went and tried to go get Deshaun Watson, from the information that we had, he was a top 5 quarterback at worst. I believe he was a top 3 quarterback. And the thing you can't future is nobody would have known that he was going to miss a year. Nobody knew that the NFL was going to suspend him 11 games. Nobody knew that he would get his shoulder beat up. Nobody knew that he would come back the next year and tear his Achilles heel. And no one knew he would miss that amount of time. So no one has a crystal ball to know all these things. The reality is when you make that type of investment, it's hard to get out of that investment. Nobody cares that if you buy a car and in 2 years, the car is a used car, but it's a relatively new car with low mileage, when you drive it off the lot and the engine burns up, you don't know that. But do you still have to make the car payment? Yes. That's the unfortunate part about it. And a lot of these people on the radio and television and writing these articles know that. They know what the consequences are. You got to live in it. And the answer out of those consequences are that if you can find a quarterback who you believe in, that you can develop, then you can actually mitigate some of that. See, the problem with y'all is you're lazy. You want to go find a quarterback that's already ready. You want to go find a quarterback that is a shining, already got stats, already been in the league. You want to find a dude so they can give it to you. Nobody gives you anything over here. You got to put your own work in over here, homie. No quarterback is just birthed. They are molded and shaped. And to mold and shape a quarterback, you first have to invest the time, energy, effort into him. And you guys don't want to do that. You guys do everything you can to say, no, we just shouldn't give him reps. Let's go get another dude outside the organization and do the same dumb thing we did last year. No, we're not going to do it. So you guys are going to have to just chill. 5th and pick, Sincere Brown with Colorado. I wondered, is that pro day yet? Prime that had the pro day? I don't think he had pro day yet. But he's kind of big too. He's a big type receiver. Sweetie says Browns media has the most toxic for his players. It doesn't help players to want to come here. Excuse me, if I'm the team, I'm already losing, and the media dogs people, builds the players up and develop. # New Cleveland. That's exactly the energy we want. As a player, you want to come where the fan base, you want a Green Bay. See, that's the thing. You want a Green Bay Packer fan base where you can't even get no tickets. My cousin lives in Wisconsin. Shout out to Larry and Desiree. Great artist, by the way. You want those people, you want those individuals to feel like I'm somewhere special. And trust me, I'm not going to put it all on the fans, because when you don't win, that's just part of the game. That's part of the why you ain't pouring into the team. But you can't keep subjecting new players to the same old personality and attitude you have for other players. There's a reason why when you talk to any former quarterback, and I've talked to all of them, see, that's the difference. I've interviewed Brian Hoyer. I've interviewed Tim Couch. I've interviewed Kelly Holcomb. I've interviewed Bernie Kosar. I've interviewed and talked to Deshaun Watson. Right? You don't even got to interview Shedeur Sanders. It's just that's just available and out here. Baker Mayfield. Go back and ask each one and every one of them quarterbacks, and especially the younger ones. They don't got nothing good to say, especially when it comes to the media. They be like, nah, I'm cool on that. Y'all be doing too much. Go back and watch the interactions with Baker Mayfield. Go back and watch. This ain't nothing new. This just the names just keep changing. The faces keep changing, but the same narrative persists. And it doesn't help that we already talking about the coach not being here in 3 years. And then they'll say, well, watch this. The Haslams have been firing people every year. No, they haven't. Kevin was here 6 years. Did Jimmy Haslam say? You said that. You can't say Jimmy Haslam is trying to move on for people and fire people way too fast, but we ain't even seen this coach practice yet, and he got to go? Or he ain't going to be? Stop. We're not doing that. We're not going to do that. Baby tips for dad? Oh, that's adorable. That picture is adorable. Trade Shedeur for a third. No, we can't do that, sir. We're not doing that. We can't trade Shedeur for a third. We're not gonna. I mean, we can give you Dylan for a third. he available. Hey, both Dylans might be available. Samson and Gabriel for a third if you need them. DJ9. What would be a successful draft for you? Tate at 6 and the offensive line at 24 start for me. What you say? Give us the pure, uncut truth. Listen, let me tell you this. Here's what a success is. I want 2 starters. I don't care how you get them. Wide receiver at 1, tackle at the 24, first pick, tackle at 2nd, tackle at 1st, wide receiver in the 2nd. The goal for the Cleveland Browns, the uncut truth and success is, I need a starter day 1 in those positions. That's what you're drafting. You're drafting to get your floor together. Don't draft no project. I don't want no project coming in here talking about we're going to have to work them in early. No. I want somebody that you pencil in and that depth chart says, I got me my number 1 receiver sitting right there. My starting left tackle, right tackle, whatever it is. If it's a starter, fill it. It don't even necessarily have to be a starter. It could be a guard. It could be a center. It could be a right tackle or left tackle. But if you feel and deem necessary that person is a starter, I don't care how you get them. If you get me 2 starters, we can roll with that. Brody's bottom line. Let's just be honest. The Cleveland media do not like black quarterback, period. I'll be that guy today. I don't know if I called 92.3, they be banning me for life. Let me tell you something too. I'm gonna just tell you this. A lot of it, and this is easy. A lot of it is the culture of it too. A lot of it is the culture of it too. Because it's like, there's a, even when I think about this, and I'll give a story. When I was working at 92.3 The Fan, and this is all factual. When I was doing shows, and I was a producer. when I was doing shows in 2010, 2011, 2012, they didn't even have hip hop music beds. We weren't even allowed playing hip hop. It was all rock. All rock. Like, all rock. Like, just rock. And it was wild. The first dude I seen that was bringing his own beds was BSK. Because he was there doing, this is actually, he had suffered a stroke. So he was only down to like a day or so in the weekends. And I used to run his board. And they used to be like, yeah, I got my own music. When I started doing music, I brought my own music beds. I went in there and manually put my own hip hop in. Manually into the system. Because I told him I am not coming in and out of break to no Alice in Chains. That's not what I do. Why? How do I talk like this, but my music beds represent something completely different? Not happening. And that just goes to show you just a small nuance that this is 2010, 2012. And this comes from a point where I remember growing up watching MTV and never seeing, the only black person I saw on MTV was Michael Jackson. And I thought it was crazy because it was like, wow, there's a black person on MTV. To a certain degree, it's still like that within large major populations of the industry. Like, I'm just giving you my experience level because I'm one of the individuals that work outside, inside, around, adjacent to all of it. So when I was doing shows, there is a disconnect between what your reality and perspective is as a young black person in this country versus what is universally and well accepted. And if anybody wants to have that conversation, we played it before. And if you think that there's a thing where not identifying with a young, brash, confident, well-educated young black man that happens to identify inside a hip-hop culture and the culture of the street, and the culture not of the street, it's just a culture of the black plight, you're not being honest about the conversation. Everybody ain't running around jumping up, signing up for that. That's just the reality of life. And so people are more comfortable with the idea of somebody that understands and has the same shared meaning when they say things. It's just what it is, man. It just is what it is, Brody. So when they talk about and I don't gotta go to that because I could just show you the conversations. Why does he have a backwards hat on? What you talk? You mean the way that the same way that Aaron Rodgers got the hat on, the same way Ben Roethlisberger got the backwards hat, Matt Stafford got the backwards hat. Why is it that you done pick? What are you talking about backwards hat? Everybody wears backwards hat. These narratives and why is he not in the front of the classroom? So you always gauges and trying to, oh, you're not in the back of the room. You're not in the front of the room. What are you talking? Really? It's always some, no. See, we all on the same level now. We're not going to do that. That's just not what's going to happen. No, we're not going to do that. And if you upset about it, okay, that's cool. But we're not going to do that. Earl was cooking this morning. Tyvus is cooked. Hey, Miss Bell, you going to get your conversation with Tyvus. I'm going to tell you. Yeah, I told him you are waiting for him. And he said, tell Miss Bell that I'm coming to talk to her. Singing when Earl's fed up. Ain't too much to talk about. Yeah, man. Earl is fed up, man. He was fed up today. I said, Earl naming names? Whew. Shedeur Sanders 12s need to be changed his name to 2. He hate me. Anybody but Shedeur. The Abs Coalition. The Abs Coalition. Y'all got the 6-pack. Don't you do it, G. Bush. You was just icing that little. Y'all got the Abs Coalition. Y'all's abs is great. Anybody but Shedeur. Y'all doing crunches inside. Y'all got the whole 6-pack. Washboard abs. Resurrect him. G, you're going to have to get security for this one. No, my security good. I don't listen. I don't be out like that. I'm cool. They be all right. They be all right. We got good cameras. Who is that? The Amazon dude, even he get vetted now. Who is that? I ain't order no box. This is for Rosie Bush. I ain't order nothing. Leave it at the door. Sir, you know COVID is over. Social distancing, leave it at the door. I got the Rin Tin Tin K9 cops going out there sniffing. I got the dog sniffers. What is this? The outside of tape, which 2 wideouts would you like the Browns to get? Which left tackle are you eyeing? So, Black Angus, if you don't get, I've taken Jordan Tyson or Mekhi Lemon. That's the 2 if you don't get him. The problem is if you don't take him at 6, all the rest of them, Mekhi Lemon and Jordan Tyson, will not be there at 24. So if you don't take one, you talking about having the Denzel Boston's of the world there. Casey Concepcion, Zachariah Branch, that'd be a little too high. Chris Bell is a guy. Brazel is a guy from Tennessee who may be there. So those are the names you're looking at if you at 24. If you talk about tackle, Maui Noah is a tackle that I think that I wouldn't have a problem if they took. Monroe Freeling is a guy. The problem with Monroe Freeling is if they talking about working him in slowly because he a project, I don't know if I could do that. I need a starter day one. But those two names are there as well. The tackle Miller from Clemson, he's another guy that's been mocked around those times. Caden Proctor's a dude. I don't know if he's a tackle, but he might be a guard. But we'll see with that. But there's a lot of guys. Those are the names that I like. But if you want a receiver, you got to get one early because they're not going. The ones that I'm mocking ain't gonna be there. Cecil Ford, I'm gonna need seconds of what G. Bush is cooking. Rosie, bake that man a plate. Wrap him a plate up. Put the cornbread on that. Yeah. Brown's current AD on nephew proves your point. The current ad on nephew, right? Man, look, Dawn, they over here cutting ads. They done did everything they could to put these folks on game. They try to put these folks on game and really trying to give them that work all year. And they still out here talking about, I don't know. But they running ads, bro. Gonna put him in the Pro Bowl, bro. All the free agent linemen that met him. We played it over here. You're still talking about third string quarterbacks for another team. Come on, man. This dude done already got the playbook, man. He done already got the playbook and throwing routes, and you guys still bringing up these names. Y'all gonna come around? Y'all get it? Lucky for you, their negativity isn't contagious. Nah, actually, it helps out. Help me out. Because some days I think I'll be coming on the show and I don't got nothing to talk about today. And right, all of a sudden, they just jump out the boom. You thought I was going to be saying this week, G. Bush? No, not on my watch. I'm going to say something crazy on Thursday. I'm like, dang, bro. Right, 2 days before my show. I got to get you together, though. I'm going to get you together, though. Terry Atwell, G. Bush, I'm so sick of the Cleveland media, Nacho. From what I've seen, the team seems to be receptive to Todd Monken. I hope the Browns ball out this year, and Todd Monken's taking all these names for these suckers. Well, here's what I think is really taking place, Terry, and we appreciate you so much. Is if you notice, the players is operating in comfort level because they know what the plan is. They've been told what the plan is. They've been talking about what the plan is. They've been given the blueprint in terms of what they're trying to do. And when you have information, there's a comfort level that comes with it because now you have a directive. You can go out there and guys is working on getting what they need to get done and working on their body and working on their craft. There's a lot of people out here that's spinning their wheels on stuff when they could be doing mock drafts. Maybe they could be just doing some things with figuring out what the Browns going to do up front. How come none of the linemen? Hey, man, how come? Has any of the linemen been on? What about anybody been on the radio or television with some of the linemen that they didn't sign? No? What about the offensive line coach? I know you might not be able to get Todd Monken, but what about, can we get Rutenberg on? Can we? Maybe I'm just tripping. I don't know. I don't got to roll the decks like that. I figured that would be more productive than to talk about Ty Simpson and all that. I just wanted to talk a little bit. DJ9, I love coming to get this fresh cut. Thanks, G. Bush and Roby. Phenomenal, true coverage of the Browns. Also, which restaurants to try when I come up and watch in 2026 Super Bowl chance? Hey, you got any right? What's one of your best? What's been here a while? What's one that 3 off the top of your head that you would say right now? You'd be like, come on up, and I feel good in telling them that's a good spot. Just get
like a good scenery.
No, 3. You give me 3 and why?
I got Summer Place. It's a nice
Summer Place. That's in Lakewood, right?
Location vibe.
Summer Place in Lakewood. That's a location vibe. What else?
Like a vacation vibe. Soul food for like Zanzibar or
Soul food.
It's in downtown.
They got a downtown location in Zanzibar. If you downtown, they got one out this way too on the east side. But if you downtown watching the game, Zanzibar is definitely dope. You can check that out for soul food, and you got one more.
If you like something like winery, if you like those types with an Italian vibe, you can go to Sapphire Creek. Very good location, garden.
Sapphire Creek. If you want to go for a winery and it's a day, you want to go out somewhere else, make sure you check that out. So that's 3 so far. And we didn't mention we got a whole lot of them. Actually, we will do a top 10 blog, or where we will just do a top 10 of different places to go that we just been to, because there's a lot of great ones that we just thinking of, but off the top of your head, it's kind of hard to do. But thank you so much for the super chat. Sweetie says, it's like when you bring up what you said, they A, don't remember what you said. B, they don't want to bring up the past. Okay, Bull, you don't remember preseason Dylan comments? that was, I'm like, or I'm gonna add to it. Or C, you bring up what somebody actually said and you just outright say you don't believe that. I don't believe that. You can't listen to what they say. So you telling me you believe in anonymous sources more than what a person says on camera, on the record? I don't know, man. It's this thing called the internet. We be seeing it though. Chef Shay, is Shedeur being judged as a quarterback or judged because of who he is and where he comes from? I think 90. I ain't gonna say 90 is high. I think 75% of what he fights against is based about who he is, his name, where he comes from, what he represents, and the family he comes from. And his fan base and who represents him. And if you add the fan base in, it's very, a lot of people, they just aren't used to having that. They're not used to having opposition. And a lot of people say, I'm fine with being criticized. No, you're not. I get criticized every day. I don't know these people by name. I don't pay attention to them. I think that's a lot of what be going on. A lot of what be going on is really that people have a problem with the circumstances around Shedeur Sanders. And I think the fact that people have the audacity to call you out on that or talk about it a little bit, it kind of irks them. And also, it kind of, people don't like the fact that their voice, there's a perception that your voice is diminished. So let's continue on. What we got going on? Ms. Bell, Cleveland media need to eat sage for it to work. That's crazy. We don't condone you doing that. That could cause, we don't give medical advice over here. And we don't condone you eating sage. That is not a good idea. Don't try this at home, people. That is used to be a topical thing. It's atmosphere. But I get the picture. Atmosphere crazy. And you know what kind of turmoil you got to have if you have to consume sage? Do you know what type of internal turmoil you got to have if you need to have edible sage? That's wild work. Out of Bounds 23, love the name, by the way. We appreciate you. Thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. G, do all the mock drafts. We got time. We got time until the April draft. I like that exercise. Y'all let me know. I think I am going, until April, I am going to make it a part of what we do because I like doing the drafts. Right now, I'm batting 1,000. We doing our thing up here, chat. We got some playmakers. Next week, we're going to do best available. G Bush, you made it. Lawrence RBE, my man, shout out to you. YouTube is running commercials during your live screen. To me, it's obviously AB and Monken understand the mission just to win. The dummies in the media, when you try to pivot, files are saved. Yeah, bro. Shout out to YouTube. They run commercials. I don't know. No. They run commercials on this stuff? That's crazy. That means there must be a lot of folks in here. Shout out to y'all. YouTube was like, no, we gonna get our money. We gonna get this bag. Run that commercial. Run that Toyota commercial real quick. Yeah. Run Murray's grease, Murray's hair grease too. You know, they black, they got the barbershop, but you know, the algorithm don't even care. They just said it's the barber. Are they talking about black hair care? I don't know. Just run that Afro Sheen commercial, John. Just run it. Todd Monken, they understand the mission. They just trying to win. And they do, I think people do realize that it is, and then some of it is playing to it, because how the machine works is, you know, we played that clip. They'll go back to the radio or they'll go back to whatever it is and they'll play that clip again. And now they're in the algorithm. So people will watch the show, and shout out to them. Shout out to 92.3 The Fan. They out there trying to put on. But, you know, I got to get you, though. We can't do that. Already? You trying to get the coach up? Already? Media just be moving that goalpost. Boop. Hold on. Boop. 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 That's the sound of them moving the entire football field. They don't move the goalpost no more. They just take the field up, dig it up, and put it in 3 towns and 3 cities over. The goalpost was too light. They got to move the stadium. Miss Melanated, do they pay him to be stupid? I think sometimes they do pay people for their opinion, and the opinions can be very misguided, or some else to say, not very intelligent. JLG 2926, certified Cali born and raised, diehard Browns fan, Shedeur Flash more than Dart, and Ward with no first team reps, let the kid play. By the way, I always bring it up. Jackson Dart had a 33-yard game. Let me see something. Can I see something? I know I'm here talking all day. Let me see this. Let me see. I want to see something. I just, you know, they're going to commit to Jackson Dart full time. Jackson Dart is going to be, you know, they already know. You know, let's see. I just want to see where can we look at some. Can we see all them? I just want to. Oh man, here you go. Let me just see these. This is Jackson Dart stats. Let me just look them up real quick. You know, I'll be doing this on real time. Dart. Let's just look at Jackson Dart stats. All right, yeah, whatever. Let's take a look at this. We just want to show y'all. Let me see. Can we get those up here? Here we go, G-Boy. All right. Certified Cali. Let's go ahead and examine this, my man. Oops. Hold on. So let's take a look at this. This is his game log. So he didn't play the first 2 games of the year. Let's see when Jackson Dart was just destroying the world. Okay, he was destroying the world, right? He was just cooking beyond complaint. So he was 13 of 20 for 111. Okay, 1 touchdown. All right, that's what's up. He played the second game, 26 of 40, 202 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. All right, 202. 17 of 25, 195. Okay. They won a game. That's a good game. They won versus the Eagles, right? So I'll give them credit for that. It's a win. But then they ran off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 L's in a row. So let me see what happened in the context. They lost 33-32, 15 to 33, 283. That's a pretty good game. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's a good game. And he scored a touchdown rushing. So I would say right now that's his best game. The 15 to 33 for 283, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's good. 4 total touchdowns. That's good. He was cooking, and it was at Denver. Barely lost. Came back 14 to 24, 193. Okay, 1 touchdown. He did have a rushing touchdown on the ground that day. So he had some rushing touchdowns. He did some things on the ground. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He done had 8 rushing touchdowns. So that's a part of this game you can't knock. 24 of 33, 191. 19 of 29 for 242 yards. That's a pretty good game. He didn't throw any touchdowns, though. He did have 2 touchdowns on the ground. Lost a close game at the Bears. So that's a good game. 17 of 24, 139 against the Patriots. This was a good game. 20 of 36, 246, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he had 9 carries for 63 yards. That's a real good game. That's a good game. And then, this is a tough one. 7 for 13 for 33 yards, 1 interception. So that was a tough game. 22 of 30 for 207. They beat the Raiders. It's pretty good. He didn't have any touchdowns in that game. He did have 2 touchdowns on the ground. So he had more rushing touchdowns than I thought. 9 for the season, 487 yards is really good production for a quarterback, right? 22 of 32. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. They win the game against Dallas, the last game. So if you look at it, his best game that he played statistically was 283, 3 touchdowns. Right? You know, that was his best game. So let's look at Shedeur Sanders and let's take a look at what his best game was. Let's look at his best game. Now keep in mind, Shedeur Sanders did not start until November. That's crazy. His first start, he didn't even know his first. Let's take a look at this. You say, all right, so he came in at halftime, right? He came in at halftime against Baltimore. He didn't even start that game. So let's take a look at his starts. Let's see this. So we see what Jackson Dart stuff is. If you take a look at his best game, I want to see. Now, he started playing. He always was getting first-team reps. Realize that. He was always getting first-team reps since Jump Street. He was working in there with Russell Wilson. He started in September. September 28th is his first start. So, in his best game was against the Denver Broncos in a loss, 283. And he had 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he had also another touchdown. His second best game, I would probably say, is this one. I would say 20 or 36, 246, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he also had 9 carries for 63 yards. That's pretty good. So, all right, let's take a look at what Shedeur Sanders is doing. All right. So, nope, not a video. So, his first start, he won. He was 11-20 for 209, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. So that's his first start. First start was the 23rd of November. Let's see what Jackson Dart did in his first start. Jackson Dart also won his first start. 13-20, 111, 1 touchdown. He also rushed for 10. He also rushed for another touchdown, 10 for 54. So 111, 54 yards. Let's see. So about the same amount of yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He won. You come back against San Francisco, by the way, a playoff team, 16-25, 149, 1 touchdown, right? Okay. In his third game, this is why it's hard to have these conversations with these folks. This is why it's so hard to have these literal conversations with these people. In his third game, no reps, nothing. In his third game, he throws 23 of 42, 364 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 3 carries for 29 yards, and another touchdown. And he averaged 9.7 yards per carry. 97.7 QBR. I mean, then you end the last 2 games with a win. Actually, to be truthful, the only really crazy, terrible game that I see him play bad was the game against the Bears. And if you look at it, he threw 3 interceptions. 2 of them interceptions was on him, but the one was on Jerry Jeudy. And also in that game, he threw 3 crazy deep balls. 2 of them to Isaiah Bond. This is the worst game he played right here. And so if you look at it, it's crazy. I thought he played really well in that Buffalo game. His completion percentage was 69%. The 1 interception that he threw was off Quinshon Judkins' shoulder pads, and Quinshon Judkins got injured for the rest of the year with a broken ankle early in that football game. It's crazy work. So yeah, we did a long exercise with this, but if you're looking at whose highs was the highest, it's not even close. Not even close. I was just saying. Let's see. Intel Play said he's squinting to see where them goalposts was moving. That young man was like, is that where the goalpost is at? Somebody move that 4 more feet. For all the talk about Ty Simpson, notice AB, no Brown staff showed up to his pro day. AB, I think, will go O-line and receiver in the first round. Judy will be fired. Lawrence, I do think it's crazy because the Browns wouldn't have Drew Allers move either. Not saying that they can't. I mean, I'm not prohibiting it, but I mean, it don't seem like that's on the table. It ain't on the table like that. 1900 Washington, hit the like button. 14-3. Browns record next year. Giants fan in New Orleans, man. And that's crazy. It's 2,300 people in here right now. We've been talking for 3 hours and some change. That's crazy. Shout out to y'all, man. G. Bush, your face is big. Look, I told you I would read it. Hey, listen, and I laughed and did LMOA at the end. I told you I would read it. U.S. Shedeur fans rock with you, G. Bush, because you speak the truth, whether it's good or bad, and that's all we ask. Let them tell it. I'll just be saying stuff. Let them tell it. I don't understand how you look. Mike Stephanie, they don't like his fan base because it's predominantly black that watched him as a kid grow up. The one thing about black fans is that we stand behind who we believe in, but only if they're good at what they're doing. This is Mike. This is where they don't understand black culture. I talk about sport in the barbershop, been about that from Jump Street. If you watch it, the tagline says sports, music, and culture. They don't understand culture. We're not a celebrity-based culture like that. We don't be fanning out like that. When I see people, it be on some respect. Oh, what's up, bro? What's your name? How you doing? We don't fan out like that. I tell people all the time, we got people in our community that we come with confidence. We come from zero. You might not have but one pair of shoes, but we keep them clean though. We come from where the deck is already stacked and we know it, but we still be sitting around. When we came up in the slave culture, when you talk about cuisine, a lot of the food and the stuff that we eat is based on the original people and how when they came through slavery, they only had certain cuts of meat. They only had certain vegetables. So they took what they had and made it great. They took the scraps of the pig and the scraps of the cow, and we didn't have no beef. And they took this, and all of it came from, that culture came from what? It came from poverty. It came from bondage. It came from those things, but we made great stuff with it. We made hip hop music. When we talk about the plight of the street, we made soul music. Because we sang old Negro spirituals because they told us we couldn't have our language. And when we came, everybody had a different language. They didn't let you read or write. So we started communicating through our conversation, our music, the church, Sunday gatherings. So listen, everybody, if you want to be somebody, you better have confidence in yourself and what you up to, or you're not going to get nothing. You got to believe in what you're doing. So when people say, if his last name wasn't so, what are you talking about, bro? You think we starstruck? First and foremost, we like him because he comes from a family that's a God-fearing family that believes in believing in yourself and who you are, being right by what you say, growing up with some standards, and by the way, put in hard work, and by the way, it's good. Stop trying to tell me what I think about something and why I like it, because you don't understand what I'm talking about. You need to, y'all need to sit and listen. Sometimes you need to just be quiet and sit over here and understand. I'll tell you about the culture and about why people like him. Because you seems like you're confused. I don't know why. Well, let me tell you why. You might need to sit up over somebody. That's why I always tell people, diversity is key in anything you do. And it just doesn't go for black diversity, it goes for all diversity. The fact that somebody is telling you about their history and where they come from should not be offensive to you, no matter what it is. I don't care if that person's Japanese, Chinese, Native American, Indian, Russian. If that person is telling you what their culture is and their customs, that should not be threatening in any way, shape, or form. You should be happy that they're giving you that game. Because we all citizens of one race. But y'all getting offended. Talk about, I don't know why you do that. Why does it always have to be about this? Stop. You're be doing too much. This video, Grossy saying Shedeur would go one or two in the draft, regardless of the negative talk about him after he went fifth. Grossy flipped. Well, that's called, Miss Bell. That's called the political convenience of it. See, I always tell you that when you writing stuff, the political convenience is understand. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to give you this too, Miss Bell. Be ready for it. When he actually is good, get ready for, we always knew he had the talent. We always knew he had the intangibles and leadership. It was just a matter of time before he put it together. And kudos for the Cleveland Browns for taking the time to develop them. It's coming. When he actually goes out there and starts cooking, just the same way they have amnesia about whether Dylan Gabriel was supposed to be better or not, they'll have amnesia. Nobody was telling you Shedeur Sanders wasn't a competent quarterback. No one ever said that. We were just saying that it was going to stop it. It's coming. I'm just letting you know. Be ready for it. Because it's called political convenience. It is not convenient right now to step out on a limb. Because if you step out on a limb and it turns out that he's not good, you're going to say, well, I thought he was good, G. Bush. I thought he was good. I thought he was this. I thought he was that. It ain't political convenient. They want to see it. And some people, even when they do see it and everybody else is in 90%, they'll still say, well, he had a good year. Do it again. I'm telling you, I told you the Deshaun Watson conversation was coming up. Now you see it. I told you they'll forget the Dylan game. Kenny Pickett. No one ever said, okay. Tanya. I'm gonna just say Tanya. Kevin had cheerleaders on payroll, and it shows. Bush, please slide off. They need your followers. Keep the clicks and cash to yourself. This is the season to speak. When the grass is cut, the snakes will show. I will say this, man. I'll tell you like this. You got to do your own work. I tell people all the time, somebody could tell me all I want to hear, but what good does that do me? If I told y'all, if I came on here and told you every source and every rumor and whisper I heard, what good would that do? Because I got to tell you what I think. Everything that I hear behind closed doors is just all about, is it going to happen or not? And all it does is give me a compass and a direction to say, okay, well, this might go down, this might go down. But I still got to do my backstory. I still got to do the homework. I still got to make my own opinion up, and I still got to read the tea leaves. So for me, like I always told people, I heard a bunch of stuff. But then again, that ain't what I'm here for. I'm here to tell you what I think. Chef Shay, Bush, I can't wait till Monken debunk all the day that he don't watch film and all the BS narratives. Them narratives is never going to go away. They ain't never going to go away because the narratives is attached to a thought process. And the knee-jerk reaction to anything that happens is, A, you're not working hard enough. You're not smart enough. You're not naturally gifted enough. You're a distraction. These tropes as long as the day is long. And when you don't have the foundation to stand on in terms of what you're watching because you're not watching it, then those are the things that you fall back on when you get uncomfortable. It is what it is. But what I do, and I continue to say, This is why I do this here. So that when people tell you, you don't need no gatekeeper to make your decisions on your own. We show you the film work. We do. So you don't have to take nobody's word for it. That's what we do. It's one of the biggest reasons I do what I do. It's because I don't want nobody telling, even if I just said, I don't even do that for my audience. I don't even believe in my own audience, me telling them something and they got to go to bat for just what I said. That ain't good enough. It don't work that way. No, I even challenge myself and I show it. So you guys can then have your own ideology about what you believe. I don't need to slant nothing. That's why I laugh when people talk about biasness. Ain't no way you could be biased with stuff that's in black and white in front of you. By the way, I didn't start doing film reviews when Shedeur played. I started doing film reviews when Dylan was playing. I critique Dylan the same exact way. So no, good sir, have 2 or 3 seats. My opinion, and what I'm talking about, I could back it up 75,000 times. And I'll do it every single Saturday with receipts. I do it every single Sunday with film work. You, my good sir, we are not the same. And and the reason why, if you don't like it, you should say my name. No one ever does. Because they understand that I put the work in. And nobody's going to tell you, G. Bush don't be even put, no, it's impossible to say. I'm on the internet. I do more dates on the internet with these contests and these joints than I go on dates with my girl. Me and my wife had to start doing food blogs because that's the time we could date. What are you talking about? You can't say it. It's not possible. So if you want to, there's no way. I see G. Bush is not doing it. Nah. Because guess what? What do? Guys, don't we do watch parties? Don't we do the watch parties too over here? These boys be talking crazy. They be talking reckless. Beautifully blessed. When I see headlines that full of BS, I'll keep swiping. That's the same thing, wiping and swiping. We ain't worried about that. Nothing worse than being around doom and gloom constantly. There's too much to be excited about going forward. We rock with 12 for life, and now we love #New Cleveland. That's a whole new fan base growing. When that first game hit, and we cooking, when that first game, look, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, bro. And it's going to be even more exciting when you in on that ground level. And we all in on the ground level. Don't let nobody tell us we ain't in the ground level. Don't let them tell it when they get comfortable and the winds start pulling in. Do not let them tell us that everybody knew, that everybody was all in, that everybody, we always knew it was in there somewhere. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't. It just wasn't true. I keep trying to tell y'all, get on the ark. Before that door closed up, G. Bush, why do sports news organizations hire people like Jason and Jay? They really do not know football. This is a real issue. They have with 12 fans. We know the game better than them. Because you need opinions. Let me tell you the way the game works. You need somebody that can move the needle. And there's 2 ways you can move the needle. You can move the needle one way, be super positive, or you can move the needle the other way and be super negative. The game really doesn't work with people in the middle. The problem is we got to figure out what is entertainment and what is just, a lot of these, I'm going to just tell you this. A lot of these people don't even believe what they're saying. D-Skull, let me just tell y'all this. Let me just tell you this. And this is game. I've been in the industry since 2010. Started interning in 2009. Obviously, I played before that, done college and things like that, but in the game really. So 2009 is 2026, right? So that's 15 years. Let me tell you, when I first got in the game, you know what hit me the most and what hit me in the face the most was it was big time wrestling. I really came into this thing really feeling like people was really passionate about what they were saying and doing and all that stuff. No. I was not. No. I got into it and they would say, all right, here's your topic. You take one side of it, you take the other side of it. Are you? I was like, I don't want to talk about that. Obviously, that's stupid. That I'm not arguing that point. That's not. And then I said, oh my goodness. This is what we're doing? Bro, people talk about rappers and they say they get in the industry and they got these dudes in here thinking they the biggest thugs in the world. They clapping people up. They smacking people up. They going in your pockets. They selling bricks. They trapping off the iPhone. I got goons on deck. And then you meet them and they be like, hey, how's it doing? Really loved your last mixtape. You're like, bro, I thought you was Goon Supreme. And I got into the industry, but I started looking around. I'm thinking these dudes was really passionate about that. I thought they was really about that. Like they really be, no. It is big time wrestling. And the thing is, they say there is actually, you gotta think about it. There's really not no consequences for saying crazy stuff. You'll just go back on the radio the next day or television or wherever platform you is and you'll say some more stuff. You don't have to be right about anything, because if you had to be right about anything, everybody would be out here. Because obviously we were supposed to get a new quarterback 2 weeks ago. Never happened. So what is the consequence of saying anything? There is none. The consequence is it riles people up. People put your name in the comment section and your content takes off. See, I'm just giving you the game. Just giving you the game. It's okay. Beautifully blessed. Since Monken hasn't opened the floor for their negativity, now he won't be here. I pray the current team breaks the doors down. Hey, that's it. That's it. Look, because he didn't give you what you wanted, now, but before that used to actually work, though. But you see, let me tell you about Browns fans. Let me tell y'all something. These Browns fans is not in their pockets. There's a lot of Browns fans that is less vocal than y'all that's fed up with it too. Run-of-the-mill Browns fans that saying enough is enough. Guys, y'all got to stop. Enough is enough. Y'all done took it a step too far. The man ain't even coached yet. Y'all done took it a step too far. I'm telling you, the new Cleveland field is coming. Because there's a lot of people that's going to roll right on over path of least resistance. Let them, because they just want to see a winner. Let that man start throwing touchdown passes and the Browns look like they're competent. It's going to be a lot of dudes who you didn't even think even knew what this meant doing this. Because you know what they want? Wins. And fun football. They'll be doing just like this. Watch, it's coming. It's coming. Beautiful blessed. Thank you so much for your generous gift. Thank you. Shout out to the 5 gifted memberships. If you I don't choose these. So whoever those members are, hopefully you find that the membership is worth it and you stay on after the free membership. But thank you so much, beautiful blessed. We appreciate you so much. Miss Melanated, Acho has failed in the NFL, has kicked off TV, his podcast is his last chance. That's why he clickbaits and has these stupid see. Miss Melanated, she done graduated. There's a lot of y'all that get it now. And if you phrase it like that, it ain't even inflammatory, right? He's in a space at this point where he has to out flame people. He has to outtake the take masters. He has to do things to get that type, and that's just the way it happens. Jason Whitlock's the same way. He's the same way. They're going to say inflammatory stuff. Check your new Jarvis video about Kevin Stefanski just hit. Also, great show. Keep pushing. Sir Charles. I think, is this a new one? I tell you what, he got a new one. He had one with, what's his name? Leonard Fournette. And they was cooking out, y'all. I'm going to check and see if they got another one. G, it would be dope to see you have live call-ins with Browns players. Hazy Eye Publishing. We appreciate you. You know what? I would definitely do it. If they want to call in, let's get it. See, I'm working. Hey, listen, by the way. Hey, man. Y'all put it in the comment section. I want to see this too. Put it in the comment section of the video so we can go back and check it. Because it's hard to do it in the chat. So if you will, put it in the comment section. Because really, most likely, here's how this works. I don't have a problem doing nobody in an interview. But how it works with players is it got to be by popular demand. It's just like battle rap. Like battle rap matchups get set up because people say, I'm trying to see Tay-Rock versus Easy the Block Captain. I'm trying to see Tay-Rock and Easy the Block Captain. What's that? Let me see what this say. Rosie just sent me something. ESPN Cleveland says, should Shedeur Sanders switch back to his number 2 jersey before next season? Oh, we already talked about that. We already talked about that. Boog, we already talked about, we done already talked about the marketing behind that. So, shout out to ESPN Cleveland. But we had that scoop first. Start playing with us. Same way you should give us credit for your tracker too. But I will say this. Put in the comment section the top 5 people who you would like to see me interview. They could be anybody. Obviously, it works better if it's somewhere it has to do with inside Cleveland or the Browns' perspective or anywhere in the top 5 people you would like to see me do an interview with. And if the fans demand it and they hear it enough, it'll happen. But I am working on some really cool, I am working on some interviews, some big ones I'm trying to do. So in the comment section, put the top 5 people. Don't forget to do it. Because if you want to see me interview these players or interview any people in the sports sphere or whatever the case may be, the people got to want to see it. Because a lot of people that as players, first and foremost, they want to see that you're serious and can do a really good interview. Second of all, they want to see that the people want to see it and that it'll do numbers. Some people do interviews and they don't do no numbers. They just do the interview and then just go in and go out. But if the people really want to see it, they're going to watch it. So put the top 5 people you want me to see in the comment section. Do an interview. And hopefully we can get it done. Because I do have, and by the way, I have a production company. So if I do an interview, I'm bringing a whole film team. So we gonna have it professional. We ain't gonna get it together. Shout out to Fifth Dimension Media. So yeah, we're gonna do it. We gonna do it up big, and we will travel. Just so you know, if you tell me to pull up on somebody, we will travel. We will get there. We're gonna get on that plane. We're gonna go with the team, and we're gonna shoot it, and it's gonna be high quality. So it could be anywhere. We will travel. So it don't gotta be. You ain't gotta come to Cleveland. We will come to you. We have accommodations. I don't got the private jet like Boog or anybody like that. I ain't no Lil Wayne or nothing. I'll just get the Delta and try it. Rosie, do we got any freaking flyer points? We got any freaking flyer points if we had to go to the plane? Does that work? Yeah, she said okay. Yeah, we working on the budget. You better go get Taylor Decker. I like Taylor Decker, by the way. I'd overpay for him. Miss Melanated, I'm sick of JL saying that the Browns will win 5 games. Hey, you know, the funny thing about football is it don't matter what you talking about. Them dudes is out here putting in work. I love sports. You know why? Because the people on the sideline get their sideline on. It don't matter what we say. It don't matter what type of money you got. It don't matter what family you grew up in. It don't matter none of that. When you get between the white lines, guess what it's about? The ultimate black and white sport. Did you win or you take the L? So you can prognosticate all you want and say what you're going to say. That's your opinion, but it ain't got nothing to do with what happened on that football field. Did you ever check out the Browns? Did you ever check out the Browns social media? Oh, yeah. They be having Shedeur stuff up here all the time. They got Shedeur up there all the time. Posted on the corner, ready to go. Tech IT to go. Give Sanders an offensive line, and he'll be great. Now, we need an offensive line. Project Stop How. We need the offensive line and on top of that, we need some receivers too. Left tackle starter, big, fast, number one receiver. Let's go, Alexander Gallant. That sounds great. Give me a couple receivers. Give me a couple receivers, couple tackles, another tight end. We might get another running back. We cooking. G, come to Baltimore for the Browns game. A, we balling, 2102. Don't let me. You know what? Don't let me start going to these away games. Y'all be in trouble. But I got to figure somebody to do post game. So I do UCSS post game. I do this post game. I do a watch party. We're going to have to figure out some things. We have to figure out something. Miss Melanie, remember, please yourself, someone's pleased. Try to please someone else, nobody's pleased. The media needs prayer cloths, oil in the sage. They done got the oil out on y'all dudes. This is the praying see you aunties and uncles done got the blessed oil out. And Miss Bell says you need the blessed oil and the sage. Come on, man. Come on. All you need is some of Rosie's green tonic tea. Y'all be all the way healed. But all you got to do is eat sage, get the blessed oil, and drink some of the get well tea from the mountains. Oh, boy. This is a tough one. G. Bush, I think, beautifully blessed said, G. Bush, I think you should pick a game this season for all those fans to come to, then do a meet and greet post game somewhere with both of you guys and Rosie. That sounds crazy. I'm trying to think how we would set that up, but that sounds like a good idea. That might be something we could definitely do for like members, like, you know, if you guys is in the building or people that, you know, just want to pull up and somewhere public where we can have a conversation and just do something. We'll try to set that up. That's something that I would, because I would, it's funny because I feel like I know you guys, but I would love to, you know, meet and you know, just chat and have a conversation with all of y'all, man. So that's something that we definitely gonna get to. And especially if it ain't nothing but just for people that's members. If you just want to, like, you know what I'm saying, just to do something special for y'all. So we gotta work that out. Neil Gray, the only thing winning and losing has in common is that both are contagion. These 2026 Browns players are more hungry than when Kevin was here. There it is. People don't understand about synergy, things that you can do, things that you'll go through, things that you got to get to. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing called a one mind or multiple minds in one accord. Man, like that's something. And guess what? I think it also helps to let people know that everybody ain't always negative out here. There's a contingency of people that like the new energy. Sweetie says, GM and Monken noticed how negative the media was last year. Not good for the team unity and players' mental. I seen some media out, so now they're making ish up. Hey, man, listen. I'll tell people like this. Hey, man, I be hearing stuff in the organization. It's quiet everywhere. I don't even take it. It's quiet everywhere. I love it. They ain't tell me nothing. I knew about a lot of stuff. I didn't know who they was going to take. I didn't know who the coach was going to be. And when I don't know nothing, what I tell you, I don't even know, dog. We'll wait and see. We do mock drafts over here. You know why? You can ask me who I would want to take, but Ain't nobody leaked nothing about nobody what they doing in terms of no draft. I don't know what they doing. And that's how it's supposed to go. Because we be doing too much. We be doing way too much. Y'all be trying to got you moments, but you said, but you really didn't say. I'm like, come on, man. Stop. The Browns are coming to see the Giants this year. That is kind of crazy. We got the Giants. We got Kevin Stefanski and them. It's going to be crazy. J-Mac, Too Fresh, salute. G-Bush, keep cooking. Dude, double risk up. J-Mac, we appreciate you being a member for 5 months. We appreciate all our day ones out here. All the day ones that been rocking and rolling. And anybody that was ever a member, we appreciate it. Matter of fact, we just like you. If you ever put a comment, you ain't got a super chat or nothing. If you just pulled up and hit the comment, we appreciate you. Club fleece is available through the spring. That green? Yeah. Mr. Geek 847, I had that, you know what I'm saying? I had the green joint on. You know what I'm saying? That OU green. I think he's talking about the hoodie I had on the other day. Eye of the Jew. If you aren't doing watch along with UCSS, you should collab with Quincy. I'd mute to listen to y'all. I do a lot of collabs with Quincy. I was on a couple months ago. I got a lot of joints with Quincy. When Quincy is ready, when he's ready to come around to what G. Bush is talking about, we are willing to go back and convince him that you know what it is. You might as well come on around, Quincy. No, shout out to my dude. I met somebody in the front desk. He might be watching right now. We met somebody at the front desk at the Holiday Inn. Alfredo's at the end. We was doing a food review, and he came up and said, G. Bush, I watch you and Quincy all the time, man. I love your collab. So, you know, say shout out to him. If he's watching, he out there, man. Shout out to Quincy. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got love for all my content creators. I collab with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Quincy. Tyvus was on there the other day. Tyvus was trying to convince him. By the way, Tyvus will be back. We're going to do a tell-all. We're doing a tell-all, sit-down interview with Tyvus Powell after the debacle. What happened? The story behind you standing in front of the bullet for Jason Lloyd. We got to get to it, Tyvus. He would be laughing about it. He was like, G. Bush, tell him I am coming back on. He had to shoot the cannon off. We were supposed to do our film review. He had to shoot the cannon off for the Columbus Blue Jackets game. But he coming back. And we got to get to it. Let's say. Sweetie says, Jason got the ultimate secret sources. When it's about 12, it's all hearsay or it's all hearsay facts. When it's about Dylan, it's, oh, well, we thought. Hi, Jason, my sources say you're trash facts. Sweetie is not a big fan of the facts from Jason or the hearsay or his sources. You see how it rolls, man. I called 92-3 the fan in UCS last week to register a complaint about Shedeur hate and negativity from Jason Lloyd and others. VA Auntie, you was like, I don't like it. You letting your voice be heard. That's what you do. You didn't like it. I always tell people, like, I'm all for the communication. I'm all for the conversation. If you don't like something, voice your opinion about it. And the VA aunties and the CU aunties will do so accordingly. They got the hotline. I don't even know. They call people I don't know. I don't even know who you would call about that for UCSS. This is crazy. I don't know who you would even say something to. I couldn't even give you a name. They well plugged and connected. Sir Charles says, is in your DM, Jarvis spoke on play calling. Oh, I got to check that out. We might have to, that's going to definitely be on one of these shows. If it's the Wednesday, we're going to have to, Sir Charles, thank you for that receipt. We're going to get that. Last Niga, YSLT says, how many games can Shedeur and Todd win with the current roster Todd Monken said they weren't far away. I say they could squeeze in 10 wins right now. I think right now, with who they got in the progression, I think they get 7 wins. After this draft, we could be talking 8-9. But here's what I loved about what you just asked me. I'm gonna just take it from what Todd Monken said. I don't put no cap on success. I don't never try to handcuff God's blessings for me. They say, G. Bush, how many blessings is you eligible for in the year 2026? All of them. I'm eligible for all blessings, the same way you are. It's all about whether or not you can believe big enough for them blessings. See, the blessings don't stop. They're there available. Are you going to claim them? Why would you put an imaginary cap on what God got for you? Why you do that? Your circumstance is not the same as the next person's circumstance. Your destiny ain't another person's destiny. Why would you put an artificial cap on what God gonna do for you? Why? Because you too small to believe in what it was. He keeps showing you. He keeps showing you. You keep pulling up. You keep getting more money every month. You keep getting better. Your health keep getting better. You keep moving up and progressing at work. You keep losing weight. You stay sharp up here. You keep waking up excited. Why would you put a cap on that? You don't put no cap on no wins. Ain't no such thing. You can believe. Your belief have to be as great as what God's exponential plan is. It's exponential. You can do anything you want to. It's about whether or not you're going to line up with your actions to receive that. So the same way the New England Patriots was drafted in the top 3 and they was in the Super Bowl, the problem is we could believe that for somebody else and they quarterback, but they can't believe it for yours. Well, that's why you stand there and say, I ain't put no cap on nothing. And the greater the opposition, the greater he show up and say, shows you don't know nothing. Let me show you what my plans is. And them plans is crazy. Predicting Browns win the AFC North. Simply Stephanie, you see how that worked? You see how that super chat lined up right after what I just said? Forget 9-10 AFC North. I like that energy. Meet and greet great, real easy. Sell tickets to help pay for the venue, entertain, and party bags, etc. We got some planners. I know the aunties. I know they got the planner. Y'all be moving and shaking. This is easy. Can we get can we write this down? We're gonna try to find the best way to interact with y'all. And what we want to do is we could try to set up something where y'all got some ideas to make this thing really have some legs and do it in the right way. So if you are interested in this, if you're interested and you remember, and you got some thoughts, different things, hit us up, fifthdimensionmedia1@gmail.com, fifthdimensionmedia1@gmail.com. Because, hey, like I said, if you guys want to do it, we'll find a good way to do it where it's a nice place, it's safe, it's private, it's cool. People can come in, have a family atmosphere. Listen, we put, here's what we put. We put out family energy. It's a family environment where you can bring your people, you can bring your grandparents, you can bring it's a family event. We ain't gonna be doing no extra. That's how we gonna do it. If you're interested in that type of energy and this is something you guys really want, we would be interested in your ideas of how to get it done in a way where everybody will find it, edifying and bring some life to it. So fifthdimensionmedia1@gmail.com, fifthdimensionmedia1@gmail.com. Let's get to the last couple super chats. Chef Shay, last thing for me. We need more than an hour of your guests you being on, at least 30 more minutes. That might be a thing too. I ain't got a problem. Y'all want to, if y'all want it, look, if you want to be more than an hour, I talk for hours on here. Y'all, we going. And how do you like the guests? Right? Also, send us a list of guests that you guys want to hear from. I like the members only stuff because I want to bring guests in that people you want to see. It's not just who I know, it's people you want to see. So let me know, fifthdimensionmedia1@gmail.com, what other guests that you would like to see on the show. And we'll try to make it happen. Dragon Godsmith 3000, what a name. Why haven't they realized people are tired of lies? We want truth and transparency. It's why traditional media is dying, yet people online is taking off. Thanks. I can't even argue with that. I studied communications. I studied this stuff, media, and you're correct. It's, I think a lot of people, we've come a long, long way from what it used to be. And I think it is a dying medium, but there's always space in it for people that can transcend and innovate and do things like that. I do think it is. And there's always place for people to have growth in the industry, wherever it is. If you tell the truth, you got some sort of moral compass about the way you stuff. Listen, man, I don't do very many clickbait articles. I've made a decision that I'm like, man, I ain't doing that. There's a lot of topics I can come with and make these. Have you noticed? I ain't had no topics about no trades that's out of crazy. No trade for this quarterback, but I ain't had no go trade for this defensive end or go trade for this receiver because I know it ain't happening. So why would I have that commentary? But, you can do that. Sometimes on national shows, the topic is the topic and you just got to say it. Finally, Miss K, ex-auntie, became a YouTube member. Thank you so much for becoming a member. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Welcome to the family. And thank you for all the people who watch for this. I don't know. This is almost 4 hours. I didn't plan on going 4 hours, but it's a testament to you guys. There's 2,197 people in here. And we have not forgotten. Rosie, can you give us the super chat of the day? And why we do it? The super chat of the day, it got to go to Tristan Walker. Anytime you pull up with a super chat like this, I got to make sure it's heard. The super chat of the day, he will get this Nike Barbershop t-shirt. By the way, the Nike Barbershop t-shirt is ready to go. It's crisp. This is good quality. Let the people, I know some people got it out there because we give it out. Let them know it's good quality. He will receive this. Tristan, hit me up at fifthdimensionmedia1@gmail.com, fifthdimensionmedia1@gmail.com, and we will get your information, your shirt size, where to send it to. Make sure you get that out to us so we can get your shirt out to you. Just wanted to say, keep going, my brother. I have been missing the live shows because I've been taking on a new role at work, but it's more than just a game. The culture needs you. G. Bush came for 12, stay for G. Bush, and that is our super chat of the day. We'll get that shirt out to you, and we appreciate every single person who watched this show and communicated with us today. With that being said, you never know where G. Bush might show up, radio, television, or internet. But if you want the fresh take on sports, you see what it is. I keep the Clippers with me. Have a great rest of your evening. And I'm telling you, it's always #New Cleveland. And that means go Browns.